What's up? Welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 476, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 31-31 third place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carrabis, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, it is.
That was smooth.
Fuck yeah, it is, Jake. Fuck yeah, it is, Jake. We got that Benny's banana splits are rolling up and down Jersey Street. We got a banana on the podcast. And last but not least, we have merch. Merch is on the store. Section10merch.com. One more time. Section10merch.com. The merch store is finally live after 2.5 long years of not having merch. Maybe even longer. I don't even know when the last time we released merch. Probably 2019 at this point. Section10merch.com is the website. We got a dancing banana. We got Jake in the intro.
We got sizes for the fats.
We got fat people sizes.
Don't call me that, please.
Oh my God. Can we, before we get into the series and then the banana and everything like that,
Yeah.
can we just talk about
Have
the
we
fact
ever
that,
let off with the series? Have we ever
No.
once?
Before we, per usual, jump right into this series, that has not happened one time.
not happening tonight. I'll tell you that right now. Because and listen, I love the passion, I love the fire, love the support. But I don't even know how they did this. The fans found the fucking merch website before we even announced it. It was in the Discord, then it was on the Reddit. People are buying shirts. They don't even know if the website's real. Like, none of us said a word about it. None of us acknowledged. Like, someone, like some random person could have just made this website and be like, yeah, fucking buy the merch. I don't care. And then they're just collecting payments. For anyone that did do that, for anyone that did buy merch before the announcement, it is the real website. Section10merch.com is where you can get the Section 10 merch. But people were just going out there putting their credit cards into what could have been a Fugazi website. Who knows? Who knows? Super trusting. We appreciate it. There's no like reward for getting it. Like, you didn't get a discount for getting in early. It was just, they just found it and they were like, I need it. I don't know if it's real, but I need it. So
People
I appreciate
were horned
that a
up
lot.
for that merch.
Oh my God. And
Can we
to
clap
to
for,
say,
can we clap for those people? Can we clap for those people, maybe? We can clap for those people.
no, I feel like it's we're gonna clap for irresponsible.
I'm saying clapping for like
actions.
putting your neck out there and really like, you know what? If it isn't, it isn't. I'm willing to pay the price.
Please.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there will. Yeah,
You got to
They
take
put-
risk in life.
they risked fraud, identity theft, their home addresses getting doxxed. They
Social
risked it
security
all.
numbers.
Yeah, maybe they risked it all for some Section 10 merch. Yeah, so the merch website's live and there's more coming. So people, went in there and I mean, obviously it's the internet. People immediately started complaining. Where's the 2X? Where's the 3X? Where, in my mom's case, where's the extra small? She's a tiny person. And one person made a great point. He was like, there's no fucking way like that Coley Mick fits into an XL. So how is he modeling merch that, I mean, does he just get like a special 2X shirt and no, we can't buy a 2X? No. We have the 2Xs. We even have 3Xs for the first time in Section 10 history. We never had, we didn't have 3X before. But yeah, we got the extra smalls all the way up to 3X. People were asking for all kinds of different things, and yeah, we'll get there. From what I've been told, it's just, we put out these 5 shirts, t-shirts, whatever, but we are going to get to a point where you can get Section 10. You can get like Section 10 fucking dildo at some point. Like, it's coming. Like, we're going to put Section 10 everything out there. Section 10 dildos and snapbacks.
The Section 10 incher.
Yeah. So that's what's coming. We talked about it on Baseball is Dead. Baseball is Dead merch is coming very soon. And even more Section 10 merch is coming. By the way, shout out to we gave a shout out to the people that got in there super, super early. Shout out to the fans that once we announced the actual merch website, sold out in 28 minutes. 28 minutes. The whole store. There wasn't a fucking thing left. 28 minutes.
Do you know how confusing it was to be asleep and wake up to all of this? I fell asleep at like 8 p.m. and then I had woke up. The store was sold out. It was actually live. I was so confused.
Yeah. Well, we did a restock probably at like midnight or whatever.
Tyler texted the thread at like 2 a.m. like, let's fucking go. It's like, Tyler, this stuff's been out for a good 6 hours.
My sleep schedule's a mess.
No, credit to you. You were excited. I mean, we're all excited. And credit to Underdog because we heard you guys. We listened. We knew we needed the bigger sizes. Bang. Bigger sizes that night. And the restock was the first night too. Immediately restocked every single item. And I believe they're still restocked now. So check them out.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I'm on the site now. Great looking site. It says on there.
What's the site, Coley?
Section 10. That's the number. If you spell out 10,
you're not going to get it.
I swear to fucking God, do not spell out 10.
I'll test it right now.
Section
No, Tyler, don't.
10merch.com.
Don't do it.
And yeah, it says please allow 1 to 2 weeks. Again, this is Underdog's first merch undertaking at all. Like for any show. No, they've done freebies. They've given away merch for free. But this is the first time they've tried to sell it. And this was, in the business, we call it a proof of concept.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, was that fucking concept proof.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing with this is that we were telling them, like, no, you're gonna need a lot of stuff. Like, people are gonna buy the stuff and they're gonna buy a lot of the stuff. Like, all right, yeah, sure. It sold out immediately. It's like, yeah, we need more stuff. So immediately they restocked. Stuff. Credit to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Having the merch was a big deal. And I want more of it. I want more. I want every time I leave my fucking house, I'm wearing something Section 10. I want Section 10 tank tops. I want a Section 10 onesie. Like, why not? I want a Section 10. We actually did have a Christmas sweater, but it really wasn't a Christmas sweater. It was like a crew neck with a printed. Yeah, no.
This Christmas, we got to go all out. Sweater. Let's like really do.
Yeah.
The merch.
Section 10 Christmas sweater. Yeah.
Section 10 starter jacket.
Ooh.
With the 10 on the back.
Oh.
Buddy.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. And Section 10 girls, Section 10 guys, Section 10 gays, shirts. I already said we need them, we want them, we got to have them. So those are probably on the next batch, I would hope. Tyler?
I want to pitch an idea here, but I feel like it's not going to live up to what Coley just
did. Get the
did.
finger ready, Jared.
Since I posted live nips today, I did see people that were willing to buy shirts with pictures of the actual nips on there. I'm not saying we have to do this, but it's a thought. I want to put it on the cutting floor. That's the phrase, right?
The cutting room floor.
Yep. That room.
Yeah, across the boards.
You know those, Jared was just talking about onesies, like the onesies with the butt flaps. We need a t-shirt with nipple flaps so people can just like quickly unvelcro them and dump them out.
That's genius. This is why. I just want to put it out there. Coley brings it, for the touchdown.
Yeah. By the way, one of the first things that I said, because Corey, who does our graphics, I asked him, like, can you take on the some of the Baseball's Dead stuff, because he did like a lot of the designing for that shit and he gets the vibe. And I was like, hey, Corey, because he, not to spoil, not to break down that fourth wall, he designs a lot of the Clark's Ketchup, or he designs all of the Clark's Ketchup graphics.
He works for Clark's.
He
works for Clark's. Yeah, he works for Clark's. It's like, we need Clark's Ketchup merch. Like the Clark's Ketchup logo goes so crazy. Fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine this on a fucking t-shirt? Are you kidding me? Like, I would wear that all the time. Like, this is awesome. So, yeah, Clark's Ketchup merch. It's gonna be great because we've got the new bits and we've got the classic bits that we can dip into for the merch.
That's what I'm saying. Eddie's Goat Milk, Citrus Hills. You know, we had a long list of shirts that we can bring back, and we're aiming to do that.
To just like reimagine, you know, like some of the old shirts, like just some of the, like, it sucks that we can't really do like an Ice Horse, like it wouldn't be relevant. Or maybe, I mean, Benny's Banana Splits.
Yeah, Benny's is
Benny's
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think because when I went home recently, my parents, they want to forget that I ever lived there. So they're making me pack up all my old stuff that was mine, including all the t-shirts that I had in the closet. So I'm going through the old t-shirts and I found this really cool shirt where it had all of the Red Sox minor league affiliates on it. So I think if we did a t-shirt with all of the Section 10 sponsors on it, that would be very cool. Like if you had Eddie's Goat Milk and fucking Benny's Banana Splits and Clark's Ketchup and Billy's Gummy Bears and Ronald's Napkins all in the same shirt. I mean, come on.
The funny thing is, people get a lot of questions for like, people get questioned for having one of these. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is going on with your shirt right now?" Let's do it.
Were there more than that? I mean, Ronald's Napkins, Eddie's
Suns Out, Guns Out. Yeah, Suns Out, Guns Out. So go.
So that's I'm talking about sponsors.
Oh, sponsors, right? I thought we were talking classics.
Yeah, Suns Out, Guns Out. We need to make a new shirt out of that as well. Yeah.
I don't know if there were other sponsors.
We need a Suns Out, Guns Out.
Ronald's Napkins. Ronald's Napkins, of course.
I fucking.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
Yep. You got to do it.
Get him out.
No, you can.
It's okay.
Get it back.
Steve put his hands up. He knew it immediately.
Banana. Yeah, he didn't fight it.
That was honorable.
He didn't fight it. Yeah, he didn't fight it. That banana's in prison. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, like, Blue Moon, I think Blue Moon would be thrilled to be on that shirt.
BuildSubmarines.com would probably be excited to be on that as well.
Oh, I mean, just a submarine shirt in general should
We are going to do our own, we're going to put out a t-shirt that has a submarine on it, the Section 10. By the way, we are now working with BuildSubmarines.com, where I had a meeting with them. Jake was there the week before, whatever it was. And they want to use "we got to build them" as their fucking company slogan. And I was like, they're like, "Are you guys cool with that?" We were like,
yeah,
yes.
We're cool with that.
Because not only you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. It's like we actually do got to build them. We got to build them.
Are we cool with
that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes, BuildSubmarines.com. Yes, you can use "We got to build them." So I think that they announced their race car today, and the tweet went out. I was like, yeah, we got to build them. BuildSubmarines.com. I'm trying to scroll. I tweeted a lot today. I usually don't. RFK Racing. We've got to build them. Introducing BK's all new number 6 Build Submarines Red Sox ride for New Hampshire, which will be at that race. I think it is, what is it, June
23rd? Yep.
23rd? Okay. June 23rd in New Hampshire. There's a fucking Build Submarines NASCAR race car, and "We've got to build them" is the slogan for the company now. It's been a big few months for Section 10. We've got that. What was the other cool thing that happened today? Oh, fucking
MLB.
The MLB.
Two things.
The MLB account tweeted out Benny's Banana Splits graphic. The Red Sox. And by the way, shout out to them because, Benny's, I'm sure Benny's is going to be pumped. That's just more free advertising.
Thrilled.
The MLB official Twitter and Instagram account posted the Red Sox earn a Benny's Banana Split against the Braves with a banana emoji and an ice cream emoji because Rafi is the picture.
It's perfect. My favorite thing has always been the amount of people that see that and are like, "What the hell are you talking about at MLB?"
And then to top it off, Clark's Ketchup Series MVP voter himself, Tom Caron. This was on the postgame show.
Win to wrap up the homestand. They are 500. They split the 2 games against Atlanta. They split the 6 games of the homestand after splitting the 4 games of the Detroit Tigers. As our friends at the Section 10 podcast said the other day, this might be the only team in baseball history who could figure out a way to split a 3-game series. Everything's 500. They can't get much above or below 500.
And Jim Rice and Jonathan Papelbon playing the role of Reginald perfectly. They're like, what the fuck is he talking about? And it's that and between that and the Benny's Banana Splits post on the Major League Baseball's official Twitter account and Instagram account. Lot of disruption happening. We got new merch. We got shout outs left and right, and people are talking about ketchup and bananas, and that's baseball, baby. That's just
that's how it goes. That's how it goes. It's the biggest thing. I had tweeted this, but it was one of the biggest things that I had missed about Section 10 was the MLB account posting Section 10 stuff. And it's perfect. I mean, I remember when Suns Out, Guns Out happened, the next day, the Red Sox beat the Rays, and they were like, the sun is high in the sky, and the guns are out. They had this long tweet. I'm like, this is hilarious. So credit to them. It's nice to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to have merch. And it's good to know that more merch is on the way. So shout out to Underdog for making all this possible. Putting the band back together, launching the merch store. Here's how you can say thank you to Underdog Fantasy. The MLB season is in full swing, and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. The promo today was Nick Pivetta had to throw 8 pitches, Jake?
Yep, and he did. Everyone absolutely drilled it.
Yeah, everyone drilled it. He had more strikeouts than the pitches that he needed to throw in order for that promo to cash for you. Make sure that if you're going to sign up, and I know that you will, I know that that's your way to say thank you. Make sure that you sign up with the promo code Jared. That is JARED, and you will get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That is Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared.
And the reason it was 8 pitches is because you can now do a pick 8, which is outrageous. You can 325x your money, which is I've got kids to feed. I don't know if Underdog realizes that. We can't just be throwing money into the streets like this. It's absurd.
No. Speaking of the kids that you have to feed, I actually I already purchased a gift for my godson who's not here yet. Nope. But I already made a strong purchase.
Could be anything.
So, yeah.
Literally. You never know. You never know. That is
I have
a bit scary.
Space for this.
Yeah, you do have space, but like,
okay, good.
This is just like a preliminary gift. Like once he's here, all bets are off. There's gonna be, I mean, I don't even know. Like I haven't had a boy to buy for yet, so like this is gonna be.
Same.
They should have never given me the idea to be a gift giving godfather. There's gonna be a lot of things that are coming to Coley's house where. Yeah, it's like oh, it's not the Amazon truck. Oh, it's like a freight truck. It's not UPS. It's not FedEx.
Pallet.
Not
the
Amazon.
Pallet will be dropped off.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like, is this guy my dad? Who's my dad? This guy keeps getting me.
Who's my dad here? Yeah. Fucking love gift giving. It's my favorite. So, wow, here we are again. Another Benny's Banana Split. Who was it that called me the other day? Lou. I talked to Loomer, and he was confused if we still voted on a split. And I was like, it's not really, there's no vote, but there is a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially like I don't know about you guys. Sure, I was / kind of am still frustrated with the fact that we're in year 3 consecutively about being 500. This year specifically, I am embracing the 500 nature of it because it's 31-31, and for the 14th time, the Red Sox have gotten to 500. I think why I'm so comfortable with it is because we never venture out too far the other way.
No.
Like it's not like we're 7 games under and we got to battle back. And it's not like, oh man, we got to 8 games above 500 and then we fell back down to 500. It's like, we're just right here. We never get further than like 2 games in either direction. So I'm getting kind of comfortable here. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm just kind of embracing the 500 nature of the season.
That was last year's team. Like they'd go out and they'd win 6 in a row, or they go out and win 5 in a row, sweep the Yankees. And you'd be like, okay, like here we go. This is the takeoff point. And then they would lose 5 in a row or lose 4 in a row. This Red Sox team gets it. You win 2, you lose 2, maybe win 3, you lose 4, and you just kind of stay in that same ballpark. Don't get me too excited. The same part of it, we really haven't got that low yet either, where you've dipped 5 games below 500 and been like, all right, well, we're falling through the floor here.
They're consistent. You got to give them credit. They're consistently at 500. And we've been pretty consistent here. Jared, I think there's been a lot of people that have thought you've leaned towards the negative side. I have seen those replies of like, Jerry seems to be really
I've been right. But I've been right.
But still, we're talking about an average team, an exactly average team. So there's not too much to be
average. I want to be good. I want.
No, I know. No, I get it. But I'm just saying, like when you're talking about embracing what this team is, I think we're all pretty comfortable with where they're at right now, considering what the ingredients are. No, is that wrong?
What are the ingredients?
Well, we've gone over it before, but just considering all the guys going on the IL. Yeah, every show we go over the ingredients.
To be fair, more and more ingredients get thrown onto the IL.
We keep losing ingredients that we can use towards wins, so I'm impressed when wins still happen. That's kind of where I'm at.
Because I think I've matured and done some growing myself
this season, during the season, you'd say?
Yeah, I think the old Jared would have pointed out that after Wilyer Abreu fell down the fucking stairs and then a couple days later got put on the injured list, the old Jared would have pointed out that after he fell down the stairs, after that very same game, he said, I feel awesome. He said, oh, she fell down the stairs. Like, is everything okay? Oh, everything's awesome. Like, this is the best my ankle has ever felt in my life.
Current, wouldn't say this. You wouldn't say this now.
No.
Okay.
This is what I would have said had I not grown and matured.
Okay.
But the old me would have pointed out that immediately after this injury, or what we thought was an injury at the time, but it clearly wasn't an injury, that he said, I feel fucking great. No reason to be concerned. And then 24 to 48 hours later, he's on the injured list because he fell down the stairs. So I mean, listen, that's a lot of growth. That's a lot of growth. And I'm not here to suck my own dick. I'm here to sell t-shirts. Oh. I'll tell you that. I'm not, hey, whoa. This is not about me. This is not about anything that I'm just making the observations, but I kept that to myself because I'm trying to keep the vibes positive. And oh, by the way, did any one of you hear the post-game interview that Jaron Duran did with Lou Merloni and Will Fleming after the game today?
Nope.
No one. It was awesome. So, like,
it was.
Do you know the? Fuck yeah, dude. You know.
Great job, Jaron.
Shit. You know the. All right, shut up. Shut the fuck up. You know the. You know the Pasternak Barbie song video, right?
Sure, yeah.
Where he's like talking to the media, and then they're like asking him questions. He's like, I'm really upset because they were playing the Barbie song, and I never want to miss the Barbie song. So like that's kind of what like Duran was doing with Merloni and Will. He was like, yeah, like, Jamie Westbrook just got his first big league hit, and like I'm missing the beer shower right now. So that's just how much I love you guys that I'm here when that's going on. I'm missing the beer shower. But he was like, the vibes are really good in the clubhouse, and like we all have each other's back, and like that's good. That's good to hear, because you never know how a clubhouse is going to respond to like especially someone that's been here since 2021. So like Duran does have a taste of winning. But he's also been here for 3 straight 500 seasons. You don't know how that affects and wears on certain players. So yeah, I was happy to learn that the vibes are good. And I think, like I said, I called it. Jamie Westbrook getting into this team, getting into this clubhouse is going to do wonders for the vibes. And I think it's fair to say that that's what's happening. Just saying.
That is happening.
He's a great vibes guy.
That is happening. Now, you had a full monologue on it, and it's all true. But
it's happening.
I think Duran had another line, too, of how he's like annoyed at how easily Devers can just hit those homers, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, Jaren's a guy that's obviously grinded to get to the point he's at. And there's still some some slumps and some times that he's hot. But I'm not going to jump ahead about Raffy, but I just saw that. That was the one line.
Ahead, dude.
That was the one line that I saw, and I thought it was like, yeah, it is true that Rafael Devers is kind of better than everybody else here.
I'll add, Rob Refsnyder said it on another podcast. I'm not going to say the other podcast name because I don't advertise.
Shout it out.
I'm not going to do it.
Shout it out.
It was
what
another
podcast. Is it?
I'm not going to say it because it's the one I got yelled at for.
Which one? Because you shout out every podcast. Which one was it?
It starts with a number.
That's
shout out 3. You know what?
420 to the triangle.
Yep, that's the one. But
shout out 3. Just say shout out 310 to left.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Well, I mean, it's your favorite podcast.
If I say it, I get suspended. So I'm happy you said it. But Rob Refsnyder said,
Tom Karen shouted out Section 10 on Nesson today, and Tyler's trying to like gatekeep it.
This is a bad look for you.
Yeah.
Don't turn this on
me.
Yes, you frame me. You came for me.
I said 310. I said 310 to left. I said it. And if Tom Karen can shout out Section 10 on Nesson, why can't you shout out 310 to left on Section 10? That's what I'm asking. Like help it make it make sense.
Fine, I'll step up. I'm not scared. Shout out 310 to left.
Whoa!
Hey!
Jake, get him out of it. You can't be promoting other people's fucking podcasts on the 10.
Insane behavior.
That's crazy. I mean, we work really hard here to put together one of the best baseball podcasts. Never mind just Red Sox. We're trying to attract new audience. We're trying to get back old audience from many years ago. I know that you weren't here during that time, but we used to have a very, very big audience with Section 10. And we're trying to appease the fans that are here with us now. And here you are giving them other options. Like, I don't know. Is your heart in it or not?
My heart is in it. I just feel like at times maybe there's an uneven grading scale taking place here. But I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to move forward.
What do you mean?
Between this and the Clay Buchholz incident last episode, there's a lot of people questioning your judgment.
Tyler, you didn't get suspended. you didn't get suspended for suggesting that Clay Buchholz should be a Red Sox Hall of Famer. You got suspended because I needed a second to think.
I've yet to see anyone else suspended because you needed a second to gather your thoughts.
That's because they haven't. They always allow me time to gather my thoughts.
It's true.
You're right. I'm going to be the bigger man here. I'm going to say you're correct. It's okay that I feel insane. Because you guys don't feel insane, right? You feel normal?
I mean, Steve's a banana.
I'm a banana,
so
dude.
Completely normal. But I will say Rob Refsnyder was on that other podcast, and he said, he's been here 3 years now, that this team has been the closest one he's been on, and they hang out the most out of any of the teams so far, which was kind of surprising to me considering, how much we talked about Justin Turner last year and what that meant. Maybe, what he kind of passed on to some of these guys is carried on to this year. But I think Rob Refsnyder deserves a lot of love because it seems like he's consistently the guy they're going to in the clubhouse, talking about things, the state of the team, where they're at. He seems to be the first guy to step up and answer a lot of those questions.
That's cool.
Come on, show Rob some love.
I know, I like Rob.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, that is cool that he's like the guy now. I mean...
This Rob Refsnyder slander is crazy. I'm not going to stand for it.
It's
slander. It's just the attitude. It's the tone.
No. All right, listen. Here, now you're not giving me time to process my thoughts again.
I see what you're saying. Continue.
All right. Here's what I'm saying. I like Rob Refsnyder. I like that the young players have someone to go to. It just says a lot about where we're at. To borrow a phrase from Alex Cora, this is where we're at. That we don't have a Justin Turner to be that guy, a guy that's been in the league for, 15 years, has won a World Series, has played in the postseason, and has been a major factor in championship runs. It's like our clubhouse guy is a fourth outfield type that hasn't won. And it's not. I mean, it's a team sport. It's not a dig on Rob Refsnyder. It's just like we don't have that guy. Like none of that. I mean, Raffy's been there and done that. But yeah. I mean, who fucking knows? Jordan Montgomery sucks, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Don't sign that late. It's him and Snell. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't put that on them. I put that on like the collusion of the MLB, which keeps rearing its head. But you asked like how we feel about this team being the 500 Sox. One, it's becoming funnier the longer they do it, so that makes it better. But two, I think it's easy to get sucked into this team and ignore the rest of the league. It's like, oh, we're 500. Everyone else must be like 20 games over. And then you look at the rest of the league, and I texted Jared this the other day because I couldn't believe it. Jim Bowden of The Athletic put out his trade deadline primer, which I'm sure Tyler scoured because that's all he cares about.
You are right.
But he also ranked all 30 teams within, and he had the Red Sox at 10, and I nearly passed out. I was like, 10? 10 feels super optimistic. Then you look at the teams around him. I think you could make an argument for 9 based off of the teams we're looking around. So yeah, it's a 500 team. No one else is really setting the world on fire to the point where we're like miserable. We're not a bottom third team.
And you really haven't been unless you bottomed out in September the last couple of years. That's the reality of where you ended up. But I'll add the Jeff Passan on the other end of it was kind of like, hey, look at the Red Sox roster. They got a lot of stuff that people would be interested in. Where he was kind of posting that, hey, I'm not saying anything. I'm just offering the other side of the coin here. That's the conversation. You are right down the middle.
How many minutes, Jake? How many minutes, Jake?
How many minutes? Yeah, how long have we been going for?
31.
Oh, it's not that bad.
That's pretty good. Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. We're almost, I guess we're halfway to an hour before Tyler Milliken wants to sell the whole team off, but
I'm blowing the fucking positivity horn out of my dick hole here, and he's just shoving the steam right back in, exploding my balls.
Yeah.
That's being 500. Up, down, stay in the middle.
All right. At this point, Tyler, who you trading?
Oh, Kenley. See ya. Adios. We're making you.
Yeah, but
as soon as possible.
Champion Kenley Jansen, you want him out of here?
Trophy, dude.
Kenley's gone. Liam Hendricks will be back here soon. He's throwing off, the front of a mound now.
You're not getting anything for Kenley, though.
If you were a smart organization, you try to eat some of that money and see if you could get something. Beyond him, Tyler O'Neill. Let's flip that. Let's see what else is out there.
What's his value right now?
Not much.
If he looks like he did today, then you're going to be in a fine spot where he's, giving you 2 singles, kind of coming through, not to jump ahead. But, these are rentals at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, that's going to get you what, like a high A pitching prospect that's like some team's number 28 prospect. That's what he's going to get you.
I'll take it, please. Craig Breslow, bring these guys in. And I think your biggest chip is the one that pitched today, Nick Pivetta.
I mean, who the hell knows what he's looking like by the trade deadline, right?
Someone who can eat innings.
We talk about Pivetta, right? Like he'll have a start like this, and then, yeah. No, the innings thing is valid, but
if
just
you
in terms
can
of consistently
innings,
what he's going to give you from now until then.
That's it. If you can eat innings and you're near like a 3.8, 3.9 towards that point in the season, even a 4, you're going to have some value there. That's another piece. Best wishes to Chris Martin. I hope everything works out. But he's another guy who, comes up in that conversation as well as someone who could likely be on the way out. I think there's a conversation, Bernardino and some of these controlled relievers. Are you trying to move one of those guys and get more value if you don't think they're going to be able to keep it going? How did we get
here already? Weren't we having fun? We were having
a good time. We're having a good time.
Why can't?
Like,
what is? We're having.
It's not the deadline yet. I feel like just save this, right?
It's just June 5th.
Tyler, you have a lot of knowledge about this stuff, and you're not necessarily wrong. But we were having fun. Is the thing.
We're having fun.
I'm having fun. We're all having fun.
That didn't sound fun.
It's a thinking exercise.
I'm a banana.
Steve's a banana. We got the Benny's banana split. We also won in the series finale, which is always nice to go into the podcast with a victory. And I'm just, I'm not trying to trade Bernardino. Yes, Steve?
Saw Dave mention this on the broadcast. Did you guys know they were that bad in openers at Fenway? I didn't know they were 1-9. That's crazy.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, at Fenway openers. Yeah.
It makes sense because they're 9-1 on Sundays, which are typically series enders. So there's that balance we're talking about, Steve. You got to lose those games somewhere.
And then Saturdays are always just kind of a toss-up. So yeah, that is
5-5.
Really is the most 500 thing to do. One thing I wanted to say real quick when we were talking about the team necessarily needing a veteran or having that guy that's not here, and Ref Snyder has to be that guy. I don't know if some of the younger guys in this team need a vet as much as that would have been the case before. Like Abreu, Rafaela, Casas isn't really, he is a young guy, but he's like the most veteran of a young guy ever, especially the way he was talking in the dugout today. I don't know if they need that guy. Like, I think those guys have a lot of confidence and they know they can go out there and perform at a high level. So I'm not so convinced that that role is even needed for the 2024 Red Sox. There's also that element of, like, when I don't know what jobs you had, Jerry, when you were in high school, but high school, college, I was working at Be Good. And
I worked at Bob's store because they were the official store of the Boston Red Sox, and I got a 20% discount on all my Red Sox t-shirts. That's where I work, Steve.
Hell yeah, love that. It reminded me of when someone would call in sick and I'd have to work like a double shift, and the manager would be like, "Hey, just do your best today, man. Like, I know obviously it's going to be a little tougher to work today. We don't have a full staff." I think a lot of the players in the Red Sox right now are and Cora's basically saying that. He's basically like, "Come on, you guys know what the deal is." He says it like every post game, which is kind of funny to me. He reminds the reporters, like, "Don't ask me dumb questions because look at the team I'm dealing with right now." And I think the players know that. I think the players acknowledge, like, okay, this is what we got. Let's try to keep winning. And it's pretty impressive that they can stay at 500. Now, I understand we have, way higher goals than a team being 500, but I'm impressed that they are maintaining this. And I agree with Coley that it is kind of getting funnier the longer it goes on.
Much funnier.
Much funnier. Like, I want them to get to 500 30 times at least.
Yeah.
That feels super we still have 100 games left. We're already at 14.
Well, to the point where we're okay, not to jump ahead, but I think we're going to be okay with sacrificing a couple games against the White Sox here just to make sure we can maintain 500.
No, not with what comes after.
Yeah.
I was just testing the room. I was testing the temperature of the room. That's all. Yeah. That's all. I was like, how committed are we to this? Apparently
You're
not.
playing the two best teams in baseball in terms of record after the White Sox.
Tyler, I'm just testing the temp. I'm
scared.
Testing the temp. We get the White Sox for 3. Then the Phillies come to town for 4. Then the Phillies come to town for 3. Then the Yankees for 3. But then we balance back out with the Blue Jays, and the Reds aren't very good. Then we get the Blue Jays again. So we might be doing too much winning. The Padres feel like a 500 matchup. Then the Marlins, we're going to win those games, but then the Yankees will balance us back out. And then the A's will beat them, but then the Royals will beat us. But then the Dodgers will beat us, but then we'll come back and win some games with the Rockies. But then the Yankees will beat us, but then the Mariners will beat them. And then we'll beat the Rangers a little bit, but then the Royals will beat us, and then we'll beat the Astros, but then we'll beat the Rangers, and then the Orioles will beat us, then we'll beat the Astros, and then we'll beat the Diamondbacks, and then we'll beat the Blue Jays, and then the Tigers might beat us, and then we're going to beat the Mets, and then we'll beat the White Sox, but then the Orioles will beat us, and then the Yankees will beat us. So we will probably...
What about the Rays,
that brings us to... Yeah, the Rays, I don't know, because, like, we've been 500 against them. Yeah. So I don't know whose turn it is to win.
I think now is the right time to look at that September 17th Rays series and think, like, what the hell is going to happen there?
Yeah. There's going to be a lot on the line. The goal is 81 and 81. That's the goal. And I feel like we can get there. I see the path.
We'd all be thrilled. Did any of us predict? Did any of us predict higher than 81 and 81?
I think our average predictions were like 81, 81.
That's the goal. That's the goal. You win 81 games, then you win 81 games.
That is so true. There's nothing wrong about that.
What happens? I don't even want to say it.
What? What happens? What? What happens? What? When Tyler trades out the whole fucking team?
No, I don't think that'll affect them at all because they're used to that all year. Like that won't affect anybody anyway.
That's a good point.
My fear is like a game gets rained out and then we get to season's end. They're like, you don't have to, it doesn't actually matter who wins or loses this game. They don't even play.
Oh no, we'll cause a whole stir. I mean, look at the impact. MLB listens to us, right? They promote us on their account. We can tell them this ain't gonna fly. We need 81 and 81.
Yeah, we'll threaten them.
We will all threaten them in serious stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll get there.
Can we do a big pizza party if they finish 81 and 81? Have a bunch of listeners there, eat a bunch of pizza.
Why
have some fun.
Why pizza?
Because I love Papagenos. Yeah, I was thinking Papagenos pizza party.
Should be banana splits if we split the whole fucking season.
Yeah, well, that's dessert.
Yeah,
after the pizza, that's dessert.
Where are we gonna have what Papagenos is gonna be able to hold the amount of
I think
people
Tyler does know the answer here.
This?
Tyler?
The Belmont Papagenos in Brockton is actually one of the finer Papagenos you ever go to.
Finer, but we're talking capacity.
Yep. The circumference of it is actually the 4th largest of any Papagenos in the entire state of Massachusetts.
You're making that up. Are you fucking lying to me right now?
Google it right now. 4th biggest circumference.
So we're going to the Belmont Papas.
It's a circular Papageno.
Yes, that's the plot of land it's on.
So you're talking outside, we're gonna have to get picnic tables and shit.
It actually has 4 picnic tables right on the left, right
4?
outside it.
Oh, all
4.
right,
That's perfect
for the extra people.
All right.
I don't know. I'm
Jerry's not sold on it.
I
I was thinking pizza and splits, but we can just do splits if we want. A party with splits.
The House of Blues pizza party.
Or House of Blues split party.
Yeah. The 500 party. Should be at least 500 invites.
Oh, I like this.
Yep.
I like this. Yep.
Yeah.
A pizza
500
person.
people are invited. And you buy a ticket. You get pizza. Some merch. And you get to slap Tyler in the face at the door.
Everybody? You get a big split, too. You get a big split.
Yeah, you get a banana split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you happen to be conjoined twins, we will saw you in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On stage though.
Yeah, oh
yeah. And then you get your split.
Mm-hmm.
That's a split in some form.
Yeah, split them in half. They each get a split. There you go.
That's why I brought it up.
Yep.
Good point.
Yeah, that was the correlation there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Good point too.
Yeah.
Steve, you a cereal guy at all?
Yeah, I love cereal, dude.
I know you do, yeah. You always say that too, which is it's one of the things I love about you the most.
Yeah, there's times I'll just text you I love cereal, bro, because growing up,
man, there goes Steve again.
He's just cereal guy. This guy's obsessed. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid, Jared. But as I got older, I had to watch out for sugar and empty carbs. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but high protein and less sugar. The variety pack is awesome. 4 flavors of cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. Oh, baby. Obviously, peanut butter is my favorite of the 4. This pack has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. Only 140 calories a serving. So I actually mix in 2 servings, baby. My favorite flavor.
Oh!
Like I mentioned, is the peanut butter because it's mighty delicious. Make sure you go to magicspoon.com/section10 to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code section10, that's section 10 at checkout. If you spell out 10, not only will they boot you from the site, but then they're going to find your address and track you down. It's section 10 for the promo code at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. Wouldn't that be great if more stuff had that? If the Red Sox had a 100% happiness guarantee, I mean, we'd be so excited about that. So if you don't like it for any reason, which you're going to love it, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, start your day off right with a delicious bowl of high-protein cereal at magicspoon.com/section10 and use code section10, that's section 10, to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode.
Tyler, question for you.
Yes.
Has it ever occurred to you that over 100,000 people have seen your nipples just today alone?
It creeps me out a little bit, but in a good way.
Two-part question. When you first started out on Twitter and you were like, I'm a baseball guy, I love the Red Sox, and you started tweeting, and before you joined Name Redacted, you were just a young Tyler Milliken, and before you joined Name Redacted, how many followers did you have?
7 or 8,000?
7 or 8,000.
It's higher than I thought. Not bad.
What does
That's
that
not
mean,
bad.
Steve?
Jesus. Tell you hadn't had like a show yet? What? That was a compliment. That wasn't meant to
I
be
was
an
on the
insult.
Sports Hub. I was cooking during the 2021 playoff run. There were a lot
You're
of
on the
people
Hub.
into that.
That's lower than I thought. I
I don't
thought
know.
you'd have like 50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People fucking knew you were alive, huh? Weird.
Tyler, it's because you're young. This is not an insult, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, like
continue.
2013, I had like 3,000 or 4,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah.
And
Section 10 got going. I had like 2,000. So
yeah. So like, Tyler Milliken, Sports Hub, associate producer, tweeting
Phone
on
boy.
Red Sox Twitter. Did you ever think that one day you will be your nipples would be on Twitter to over 100,000 people?
No, I'm a sex symbol. And like, you'd think a lot of the comments, because I do get a lot of the Sports Hub side that's like, please fucking stop. I can't look at you. Zoe's sick to his stomach seeing these pictures. But I call it 90-10. 90% of people are like, give
They
me
love
the
it.
fucking tits. Like, I need tits in my life. Tyler's
Help 'em out.
tits. Thank you. And that gives me this like confidence with my body. I'm feeling it. The shirt's coming off all the time. I'm
can we hit
really
the
clothed.
horn for that?
I
Yeah,
feel
I mean,
good.
honestly-
I feel sexy. I feel beautiful. I look good. I drove all the way home today with my shirt off and the windows down. People were looking at me. And it wasn't in a white, trashy way. It was like, damn, that guy's feeling himself. Fuck with me. Please.
I mean, you look great. This
Thank
guy's
you.
got confidence. Section 10
It
audience
was-
is just, they are building this man back up.
Yes, piece by piece. It was a little weird being in bumper to bumper traffic, like trying to get my shirt off without crashing the car. I had the game on the radio. I'm trying to pay attention to that. I was trying to get a good angle because the car is not a very flattering kind of place. And I kept getting one nipple because they're a little slanted. They're not.
I'm
They're not
picturing the other people
symmetrical.
drive by. Why is that guy trying to get this selfie so bad of his nips? What is he doing?
I was
Is
swerving
this
in
why
and
there's
out of traffic.
Is this the fucking guy while we're all in traffic right here?
yeah. He's just stopped
But
in the
I got-
middle of the road.
Well, then I started panicking because I don't know highway names. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I was somewhere in the Dedham area and the post wouldn't go up. And people are like, where are the fucking nips? And they continue to score. And then eventually it went through and I was able to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Love that.
I'm looking through the replies, and there are over 100 replies to this picture. People are pumped. People want fresh nips. They want people want those fresh nips, and when they get them, I mean, no one here is saying anything other than complimentary comments, which is I'm happy for you.
And
Thank
Tyler,
you.
this is what we talked about, right? Like we had a discussion about live nipples, and you
Mhm.
delivered. You delivered.
I'm trying.
No, I applaud you. I applaud you.
Congratulations on 40,000 Twitter followers, Tyler.
Thank you.
Tyler,
Thank you. We're
just said
climbing up in the
40K.
world.
Yeah, you
It
just
was a
said
nice
40K. Yeah. Did you hit
Play
that
it.
today?
Play it. Yesterday.
Did you hit that today?
Yesterday.
Yes, sir. Congratulations. 40,000 Twitter followers
Thank you to the
for
people.
Tyler Milliken. And I mean, you have to, at least acknowledge the fact that the nipples are moving the needle for you.
Of course, it's brought on a new audience, a mature audience, and Elon recently really stepping up. I think he's been listening to the podcast. He's
does.
supporting porn on his platform now. So whatever I'll be posting, maybe I'll start getting crazy, or maybe there'll be more revealed. I don't
Yeah.
want to limit anything.
I don't
But
know
for
that you
now,
can
it's
get
just
more
tits.
revealing than this.
Yeah, dongs for dongs. That was the
Yeah.
funniest. It was like the sun holding a press conference to be like, gonna be bright tomorrow. Like, what a thing to say. We're gonna start allowing porn. Like, what? What do you mean start?
Every time you open the app, there's
That's it.
some sort. Yeah.
Just look at
Nudes
your
and
replies,
profile.
Elon. It's every tweet you allow this to happen in the replies. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we
May
knew.
May I bring a question to you guys?
It depends, but yeah.
Where, Steve? That doesn't sound very supportive.
Tyler, of course. Go ahead, Tyler.
The chest hair. Should I start carving things into it, or should I just get fully waxed?
I'm sorry.
No, keep it, bro. Wait. No, don't wax.
Just let it rip.
Just
dude.
keep
I don't know.
it. Yeah. It looks good.
If it will make the whole thing just look a little bit more built out, maybe show off a little bit of the definition a little bit more. I've had a Batman symbol kind of patch in the past that Martha did for me, and I'm willing to bring it back.
No. Keep the chest there. I shaved my chest hair once. It was the dumbest idea ever. Don't do it.
Why?
Thank you, Steve.
I just want to see what it felt like. It felt terrible. You look good, Tyler.
Jake?
Yeah, I'd keep it.
Go, Jake. Yeah, you get it. You're doing good. Don't overthink it. Yeah,
I tend to do that.
You're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great. Nips for Trips started on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, started on opening day, and it's only picked up steam to the point where Tyler Milliken has 40,000 Twitter followers. Very exciting. Very exciting.
The nipples might be pierced.
Yeah. What is it? He has to lead the league in triples. Is that what I said?
He needs to break the Red Sox franchise record.
The Red Sox franchise record, which is how many?
22.
And he's
got 9, right?
Okay. I wonder if he knows. I think it would be very funny. I mean, it wouldn't take much of an effort to let Jarren Duran know that, hey, if you break the Red Sox single season record for triples, that Tyler's going to get his nipples pierced. If he had the record and slid into third base and just started playing with his nipples, because I'm like, well, it's supposed to be an iconic Red Sox moment, but it's really about Tyler more than it is Jarren Duran.
The number's
I've already started looking at nipple
22,
rings.
by the way, Tyler?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's on pace for 23. Just wanted to say. It's tight.
Get to it, Jarren.
We got to let him know.
I don't. There's something
you don't
about
put
like
it in his head.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
pressure?
it. I don't like it. I don't want him to know because he's going so good with the triples right now. I don't know. Adding that in, that's pressure.
As someone who has ruined multiple points in a Red Sox season before, if he found out, more likely than not, he's going to blow out a hamstring trying to go 3. It's going to be something awful, ugly, scary, and I don't want to carry that on my shoulders that I hurt Jarren Duran because he was trying so hard.
That is true. If something bad happens, and we definitely told him, then it's definitely on Tyler, and that sucks because Duran obviously not only is he good, but he still has more potential. That's all ruined by Tyler if we tell him about the nips.
Now, if he finds out naturally, that's not our fault.
No,
that's true. And we do know that people tell him stuff that happens on this podcast. He doesn't listen, but people have, I forget what it was. I think I called someone an asshole. I forget. But
that was all you. That was not current.
It was out of context though. I was like, yeah, no, I called someone like an idiot. I was like, or this fucking idiot. I said something like, that's just how I talk. Like I'd say that about anybody. Like, this fucking idiot. But it got taken as like, oh, you called him an idiot? Like, technically, yes, but like I'm not saying that he's stupid. I'm just saying like, yeah, this guy over here. Yeah,
this fucking idiot. Hey, get over here. Let me hug you. I love you, you fucking idiot. For you? You're my best friend, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah. I love this fucking idiot over here. Yeah. I don't even remember who I was talking about, but it was someone on the team, apparently. I
thought you was this. Oh, this wasn't this season, was it?
No.
I thought one of our just funniest moments, I think, so far that was caused by Jarren was when he was 3 feet from home plate. Like I thought that's when you're I love this fucking idiot. Look at this guy right here.
I didn't say it about Duran. I said it about someone on the team.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh, who did you call an idiot? And I was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And
Can't believe he didn't steal home.
It's still crazy.
We're not doing a whole hour on this.
No,
again.
it came out. I saw it on Twitter recently. I was like, God, he's even closer than I remember. It's right there.
There's plays like the far, like I don't go out of my way to watch Asante Samuel not intercept that ball, but they show it every fucking Super Bowl. And between that time and the next Super Bowl, the ball gets farther away from him in my mind. And then they show it again. I'm like, oh, it hit him in the fucking dick. Like, what was he doing? Like, what?
Right
Just catch the ball, pal. And Durant's the same way.
It is true that when time goes by and you're like, oh, come on, he wasn't that close. No, he was closer than you remember.
I will say he kind of did redeem it, though, in Tampa Bay when he stole home, right? That kind of could have done it twice, but he did it once. I think that's enough to erase the past.
He stole home. I'm waiting for him to steal home. Like steal home.
Who was it on the broadcast? Was it Middlebrooks that was like he's due for an inside the park home run? It's completely true.
Oh, it's 100% true. Yeah, I would say that we're probably past when that should have happened already, but
that's why Tyler predicted he was going to break the triples record, is because he just doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
I also thought he was going to have 2 in one season. I did bet on that, which you go back, what was it, 21? When Remy was in the booth, you guys remember when he hit the one to the triangle and it got ruled a triple?
What competing sports book did you use? You want to shout him out?
What?
Didn't you just say you bet on that?
No, when we did our predictions for the season.
Yeah, he's talking about predictions, yeah.
Oh, what are you trying to
that was bad verbiage.
Throw me in prison for?
What are you talking about, fucking idiot? Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on, you fucking idiot.
I love you, by the way.
Yeah.
Season prediction.
All right, that's different.
Tyler, you did get screwed by Siri. Siri, like Jaron probably should have had an inside the Parker already, and Siri just like threw his glove at it and saved it from being that. So
it's going to happen. We're getting at least one this year. I'll still stick with 2. It could happen in 3 days knowing him.
I think he might get a real home steal. Let's get a real one. I think he can do it. And it might happen this year. So
I think he could do it too. Not really a ton to say about this first game here.
You're right.
Garrett Cooper fucking stinks.
Hey. Jared just said. Jared just said.
Idiot.
We're not talking about the game.
Idiot.
Game one. Question, Tyler.
If Chris Sale were still on the team and I said one of your teammates is an asshole, he would have been like, "Are you talking Coop?"
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you get that shirt, by the way?
Shout out to Dakota and Braintree. He sent me the shirt, probably 3 years ago or whatever it was when I was very new with the Sports Hub.
Okay. Yeah, Garrett Cooper legitimately sucks. And your support of him is simply because you hate Bobby Dahlbeck because he's handsome, I think. Am I getting that correct?
If you don't mind, can you just repeat what you just said Garrett Cooper was? What is he?
He sucks.
Why does he suck?
He's awful at baseball.
Okay. So we're going to go to Garrett Cooper's stat page, guys. Let's do this all together. If you're listening right now.
This feels like a big waste of time.
It doesn't. Let me cook. Let me cook.
No. Get out of the kitchen. You know what we need to talk about is that horrendous Chris Sale standing ovation. That wasn't even a standing ovation. It was a sitting golf clap. I'm embarrassed. I mean, I wasn't there, but I'm embarrassed for our fan base because of that reception. I'm even more embarrassed because of some of the responses to my tweet about this whack ass standing ovation. Some people saying like, "Oh, he didn't deserve it. You got paid, you got all this money, and he got hurt. Like he doesn't deserve it." He won a World Series title for you. He was a big part of what they had going on over there. You can complain all you want about what happened after that World Series and how it was a terrible extension and this and that. Hindsight's 2020. We were all celebrating that extension when it happened. But for Chris Sale to come back and have this lukewarm, half-ass, no one standing on their feet ovation for his first time back at Fenway after getting traded to the Atlanta Braves, awful. And here's why I think that happened. And it's probably the truth. It's probably what actually did happen. 30% of the crowd was Braves fans. And then the Red Sox fans in attendance, these are just like casual, like I'm just looking for something to do on a Tuesday night fans. This is not like the Red Sox fans that are diehard, that were ride or die in that 18 season and watched every pitch. I hate to say it, but like those are the people that aren't going to Fenway right now. And you could say, so then they're bandwagon, they're fan weather fans. No, they're just fucking fed up with 500 baseball. I don't think that that's fair weather. That's not fair weather. Like, because I think that they're still watching. Like when you talk about teams like the Tampa Bay Rays, right? Everyone talk like Steve every time, like the fucking attendance and whatever, the ballpark sucks and all that. They do really good TV ratings. So you can still be a good fan that's just watching on TV. It's just I don't care to go to the ballpark and devote actual time to carving out a night and making a night out of it. Like for me, I've said this before. I went to a couple games the first homestand. I haven't gone to a game since. I can get in for free, but I would rather just like watch on my couch and like not like I'm still watching every game, every single pitch. Like you want to call me a fair weather fan because I'm not physically going to the games, I'm still watching them. I just don't want to fucking get up and go. Like there's nothing that makes me want to get up and go. So that's what I think is happening here with the Chris Sale shit. I think the people that were there were like, oh, I just want to have some beers. It's a nice night. And I want to sing Sweet Caroline and you know, hang out outside and have something to do. And this is what I'm going to do. Oh, they're playing a montage. Who's this? Who's this guy? Oh, okay. That's what it is. Like, those are the people that go to the games. Like, I mean, Coley, have you been to a game? Steve, have you been to a game? Tyler, have you been to a game? Like, we're fucking the diehards of the diehards, and we're not going to the games. That's what it is right now.
Yeah,
famously was untied in the 8th from a game. Like last
yeah, that is true. Yeah, Coley definitely was recently.
Coley has been to a game most recently, but he's been to 1. Steve, you've probably been to what, 2?
2, yep.
I've been to 2, and Tyler, you've been to 0.
It's true.
Jake goes all the time. Shout out to Jake, by the way. Jake, how many games have you been to, Jake?
Probably like
5?
7 or 8. I just like going to Fenway and drinking Blue Moons, honestly.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's still, as we talked about, shout out Game Time, it's cheaper to go to a Red Sox game than to tour
You get
Fenway
paid.
Park.
Yeah, to go.
So you might, if you just want to see the park, you might as well do it while there's some ball being played. I think
I'll be there this weekend, but it's to see the Bananas. I like going to Fenway, but I think I will be more entertained watching the Bananas than I will be watching the Red Sox. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. I think it also feels like Chris Sale's, like to most, like you're saying, if casual fans were there, they think Chris Sale's been off the team for years. And I think that's a fair thing to think.
Yeah.
I'll throw in, like during the Aussie Elbies homer later in the game, Fenway was cheering. Like if you listen to the like crowd when Elbies went deep,
crowd pop.
Like it was cheering. Like that speaks to this tourist attraction, the Fenway experience that Sam Kennedy's been selling. That's what it is. Those are the people they're bringing in. And we know how the Braves carry, especially back in the day on national TV and all these things. It's like, all right, well, the opponent team is getting cheered when they, you know, break a game open. Like that's what was out there for Chris Sale.
Ozzy Albies hits this out to right center field. This ball is well struck, and it is gone.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. That's absurd. I mean, that's Truist Park. Like, that's in Atlanta.
That situation
This is my Tony Maz impersonation when that happened. Fuck yeah! Woo! That's Bob, you dickhead. That's my Tony Maz impersonation.
I'm surprised you didn't hear this, honestly. That would have been, I mean, it's like, hey, that's the Fenway experience. We want to entertain the fans that are here, and it's fucking all Braves fans. So
Jerry, you're going to disagree with this. I didn't have a huge issue with the ovation, but that's not because of me. Like in terms of what I expected, it was kind of what I expected. Like there were some people standing up. It wasn't everybody sitting down. You're totally right. There's a lot of Braves fans there. There's a lot of people that are just like, hey, it's a nice night. Let's go to the ball yard. Tickets aren't as expensive as they would be if the team was really good or if it's, you know, kids out of school. But I also think there's a lot of fans that like Chris Sale, that appreciate that he won a World Series, that understand that was 6 years ago, and that kind of hate that he missed 100 starts after he signed his extension. And I don't feel that way, Jared.
That shouldn't matter. Like when you deliver a championship. And the time also should matter.
That can matter. That can matter.
The time
if you miss 100 starts,
I was
that can
at
matter.
the game when Nomar came back, and that was 6 years later? Huh?
Yeah, that was what, 09, I think?
Yeah, Nomar was a homegrown legend, whatever. Yeah.
Hard to compare those guys.
The front office was still trying. I do think Chris Chris Sale unfairly gets maligned as the breaking point for when they decided to start cutting instead of paying. Because they pointed to his contract, Navalny's contract, as reasons why they couldn't pay. Other people I'm not going to bring up because the vibes are generally high. But I do know that's when a lot of people tapped out. A lot of people I would consider diehards was right around when his extension got signed, and they chose him over other people. That's not Chris Sale's fault that the Red Sox decided to change course after 20 years of greatness. They're like, you know what? Fuck that. Let's go this other way. But people do look at him as the guy when they decide to make that change.
No, it is true. I think there's also a big element of this where there's not obviously much to be happy about right now. Like, of course, we're fine with the 500 season and all that, and we're, hoping that Casas comes back soon and all sorts of stuff. But I don't think that, considering what time it is in Red Sox history, that much of anybody was going to get a big ovation. It's like, no, we're kind of pissed right now, so I don't really want to stand up for anybody that's on another team that's also shoving with that other team. So I really didn't have, I'm not saying I didn't have an issue with it as if like, yeah, don't stand for Chris Sale. No, you should. You definitely should. But I think there was a big reaction of like, oh God, this is crazy. It's not happening. And I'm like, nah, if you mix all the ingredients up, I think it comes up as something like this. And it's not, I think we get it a little twisted with how we view Chris Sale, the person. He's an awesome person. Like, he's a great dude that had the most intensity you could ever bring to a team and was the definition of a leader. And I know on the broadcast they highlight that, and he said he's sorry. And Chris Sale said all the right stuff. He has consistently said the right stuff. But I don't think people not standing and cheering is because of that. It's just like, we would have liked to get more out of you. I don't think it's egregious to have that opinion. Yes, I would have stood, but I just think the personal stuff gets mixed into it when it's like, oh no, we know Chris Sale's sorry. Like, we know that he's sorry he missed all that time, but he still missed all that time. So you're going to feel a little mixed about it. I think that's okay.
It's also not the worst thing that happened to a pitcher from that 2018 rotation this weekend. John Tomasi calling David Price a villain. Steve never liked David Price. I don't think he'd use the V word.
I would have never put him in villain territory. No.
That was insane. Dude, that's a word I can't even call people anymore. That's Chris Broussard cousin level type shit. Like, that was
and LeBron wasn't even on the list. Braun wasn't even on that list. That's crazy.
There were fucking so many deserved people were on the list. He had Loof Ulrichsen, whoever the fuck that hockey player was. No one gives a fuck, dude. No one.
I don't even understand the David Price angle from their perspective, where it was wrong, everything that happened with Eck. No one's saying David Price did the right thing. But do you forget what the details of that story were? That the guys on the plane were applauding him when he did that, including Dustin Pedroia? Like, these guys, and David Price, say what you will, Chris Sale wasn't looked at as that leader immediately when he got here. It was David Price who was that leader for a lot of guys. And I think we saw over time, what David Price meant in clubhouses. And was he always perfect? No, he could be a little bit whiny at times. But when 2018 happened and he showed up on that playoff run, he held all the cards. His teammates backed him for standing up for Eddie Rodriguez. The team didn't get mad at him. The media got mad at him. That's what that was. They didn't like it. People felt bad for Eck, and I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad for Eck, but those were the details of that situation. It wasn't like the guys in that clubhouse were like, fuck David Price, fuck you. No, they applauded the guy for standing up for Eddie.
Well, it's about fans treating these guys as villains, right? Not like players.
It's just
right?
the outlook. It's the outlook. Yeah. Is that guy a villain to Boston sports? It's like, well, no, he didn't do any damage to his team. If anything, the guys came together because they felt like he was doing the right thing. Not saying it was the right thing, but that's what the sentiment was amongst his teammates. They were applauding him.
Yeah.
The last 4 games David Price appeared in the 2018 postseason run, he went 3-0, 19.2 innings pitched. 3 earned runs, 19 strikeouts to 6 walks, 1.37 ERA, 280 FIP. Opponents hit as a crisp 152 off of him. Like, if we're going to give Chris Sale this fucking standing ovation for getting 3 outs in a series that was very over, David Price did so much more in that one.
David Price never got to come back.
Yeah. No. It is great. We do talk about it a lot, but the value of being the pitcher on the mound, that Jerry's got all the final out photos, being the guy that strikes out Machado mentally does so much good for you versus what wait, what actually happened that play? Imagine someone that's like a young Sox fan right now. It's maybe 10, 11 years old. It's going through the history books and is like, he barely pitched in the playoffs. I thought he was like the lead guy that led them to a World Series title. Yeah, well, I thought he was the starter and the closer in that game, and they had other people in between. But yeah, David Price. I mean, obviously, I've said, I wasn't the biggest David Price fan. I never say he's a villain. He also, I mean, he was definitely, I don't want to say lucky, but if the Red Sox don't win the ALDS, then he doesn't get the chance to then have the CS in the World Series. But yeah, I thought that was ridiculous having him on that list.
There were people who thought Price should have got World Series MVP. There were articles about that the next day.
I am people.
Yeah, we are people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it never occurred to me until now that he never got to come back as a player after the trade. And I don't know, maybe outside of the 10-year celebration, like in 2028, when they bring everybody back, he might not even say yes. He might even be like, nah, I'm actually good.
Probable no.
We're going to fucking call him a villain. Like, I know that's not us.
When he was being diagnosed with mental problems on radio, remember when that, like, people were trying to mentally diagnose this dude for having different issues for the way he was acting. Like, I wouldn't want to come back. I'd be like, all right, man, I'm good. I delivered for you.
Yeah, there's certain players that you see, and as time goes on, as we kind of get older, you're like, maybe I was a little too harsh on that guy. Like, Price was at that East-West game in Cooperstown, and he was warming up because he was going to come in. I was there with my dad. I'm looking at him like, man, I kind of feel like a dickhead. Like, I was not nice about David Price, and I think he definitely got treated unfairly. Like you mentioned, Tyler, he wasn't perfect, but yeah, I think it is a little bit. It's unfortunate how it all went, big picture wise.
Like, we're mad that.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like, I was the biggest David Price bobo in the world, and I'm thinking to myself, holy fuck. Because I didn't think he was going to sign here because there was, after he hit Ortiz in 14, there was bad blood between David Price and the Red Sox already. And then he goes into free agency. I'm like, he's going to be able to pick wherever he wants to go. Why the fuck would he pick Boston when he gets into more tiffs with Red Sox fans than anyone else because he was very online back then. Now he has no social footprint. Like now he probably doesn't even have a phone anymore because we've scared him into isolation. And then to see that he finally signed with the Red Sox, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool that I have a relationship with this dude. We never did a fucking thing together. We didn't do anything.
You got the presser. That was it. You got the presser. At the presser, I'm thinking this is going to be massive for Jared, for the podcast. That was the beginning and end of you and Price Sox stuff. Yeah.
That was it. Like we had a couple of like private interactions after that, but the only other thing that really happened was when I went to spring training in 2020 before the world shut down. There's like a video of him like throwing his bullpen, and then he came over to me and like gave me like a fist bump, and like that was it. Everything else was like private. I heard from him actually in 2022. I'm assuming he had retired by now, or maybe he was.
No, he pitched last year. No. Didn't he pitch last season?
I think last year was his first retired season.
November 6, 2022. There's no other transactions after that.
So that was his first year last year. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So he must have been watching the clubhouse, but in April, God bless you, Coley.
Bless you, Coley.
It was
bless you.
It was when I went on MLB Network for the first time in April of 22, and he reached out and he was just like, "Hey, like," because we started shit talking each other on Twitter in 2013, so this was like 10 years that he had kind of seen like my career arc, and he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, like it's cool to see like you getting opportunities like this. Like I respect your grind and all that stuff." And that was it. And now I wouldn't even know where to find him. If I was like,
he's on the earth,
I would still love to do like a sit down interview with him, just like a career reflection now that it's over. But like, I don't even know if he's the type of guy that at this point in his life, if he would even want to look back on it. If he's just like, yeah, that was just a part of my life. I'm not a baseball player anymore. I'm a dad and a husband, and that's it. I don't know. I don't know how he would feel.
I can't believe he had a 2.45 in 40 appearances in his last season in 2022 with the Dodgers. Hey, granted, anyone that goes to the Dodgers, it's like, we'll give you the magic stuff and you'll have a sub-3. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
I just always had a hard time, like, people who were mad that he wasn't, the guy he was when he was in his 20s. It's like, no, you handed out this massive pitching contract to a guy in his 30s and expected him to still be the top of the rotation starter he was for that contract. It's the prime example when you're talking, why you don't pay a pitcher around that age that kind of money. And it was like, oh, wow, shocker, David Price isn't that guy, but you were so desperate for a starter at that time to lead your rotation. That's what you banked on. And ultimately, Chris Sale had to be that actual guy, but come on, you go and win a World Series for your team. I think everything else, all that history behind it, when you're right at the front of it, you erase it. I don't know how anyone could categorize him in anything but a postseason hero. That's what I think of David Price as, and that's what he'll stand as. I could give a damn about the contract.
He had a 3.84 with the Red Sox. Like I guarantee if you went around asking Red Sox fans, like, hey, what was David Price's ERA in Boston? They'd be like 4.75. I don't know. Of
course, because the way he was talked about, like people talked about him like he was an abomination because they thought they were going to get the guy who had, a 2.45 ERA.
From 16, 17, 18, he was hurt in 19. He was hurt in 17 too, but he came back and actually shoved in the playoffs. I don't remember that at all.
That's because he was coming out of the bullpen in the regular season, so he was coming out of the bullpen in 17 in the playoffs.
Yeah, but 16, 17, 18, he went 39 and 19, 3.74 ERA, 480 innings pitched. 119 ERA plus, 9 strikeouts per 9. And his FIP was 3.76. So it's like what you saw was what you were getting. Like he was as advertised. Now they traded for Sale the exact same time. So yeah, Sale got more pub. Price was really good here. Having any other opinions wrong, like super wrong.
And his elbow was cooked for a majority of the time. Like he was a guy who they legit said, hey, where you are in your career, you probably don't need to undergo Tommy John surgery. They're like, maybe if you were like 10 years younger, if you were like 24, we tell you to have Tommy John surgery. But David, you're on the second half. Keep going. We'll get you some rehab and you'll be fine. That's legit what they decided to do with David Price.
Through 230 innings that first year. Like you don't see that from anyone anymore.
Nope. 230 innings in his Red Sox debut season. People are like,
35
sucks, dude.
35 starts.
Sucks.
I would kill for this. Like he also led the league in hits, but he pitched the most innings in the league that year. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yep. Love David Price. That's one of my career goals. Like when people ask like what's left? What do you want to do? I want to get a t-shirt that is Tyler Milliken's nipples. It's just like a t-shirt of his body. That's one thing I want to do. And I want to do like a sit-down career reflection interview with David Price.
Can you guys name the 6 pitchers that are active that have a better career ERA than David Price? It's only 6.
Is there like a minimum? Skeens.
No, yeah. Obviously, it's qualified. It's qualified pitchers. This is on Baseball Reference.
Verlander's
one of them.
Scherzer.
Scherzer's another one.
Okay. Kershaw, I'd assume.
Yeah. Kershaw's in there. Yep, that's half of them. There's 3 left.
Does he count?
DeGrom's another. We got 2 left. 4. You guys big time know these 2 guys.
Sale's
one of them. Yeah, there's 1 left.
Nathan Eovaldi?
No.
No. Where is Eovaldi? No, we talk about this guy a lot.
No.
Not a Red Sox guy.
Oh,
not a Red Sox
Garrett
guy.
Cole.
Garrett Cole. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. That was a very good job by you guys. I'm going to clap for you guys. That was very good.
Wow. Career ERA of 3.32.
Yep.
Yeah, really good. Cape League legend, too, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, Kutter Crawford has regressed immensely.
And that's it for that.
Tyler?
So just looking at it with Kutter, I think the bullpen game on Sunday they're having is like basically for him. They know he needs another day. And he was kind of talking and he said a lot in his post-game presser. He was like, bottom half mechanics are all out of whack. That kind of tells me the legs are getting tired. That was the biggest thing with Core over the offseason. He was like, man, like build up those legs, like try to add weight so you can eat these innings. And he said himself, he's like, I'd never thrown this many innings this early in a season before. If you just go back to his averages last year on his pitches, his four-seamer, cutter, knuckle curve, and sweeper are all down a tick, like a full mile per hour, if not a little bit more. So I think this is what they're trying to do with him, is
like,
give
not
him
to
an
make
extra
any
day.
excuses. He's like, I don't want to make that my excuse for why this is happening. But I've never thrown this many innings before, this early.
Which explains what it really is. And I think you're just seeing a guy that's working through one of those walls, and Core will tell you, you know, this was part of the reason he felt and he advocated for Kutter to be in the bullpen back in, 2022 at the time. But Core said he was wrong. I think this is just one of those development hurdles we're going to have to watch for Kutter, and you hope he comes out on the other end of it. But that's it. There's really nothing usage-wise that's out of whack. He's not using the sweeper as much, and it's getting fucking smacked around when he is using it. So maybe refining that, because when he was dominating earlier in the year, we were like, holy shit, he's throwing that sweeper more than he ever has. It just seems like it's getting hit hard right now.
This was my, not concern with Bailey. I don't actually have the right word for it, but when you're teaching these guys, Cutter's 28. He's not like a prospect anymore. You know what I mean? Teaching them new pitches when it stops working and they just abandon. Like, that's where it's like, all right, let's push through even when it's not there. Like, you got to find that feel. Because I can't, like, growing up, I don't remember guys adding pitches like this. You know what I mean? It still feels like a relatively new concept.
Yeah, I think that's a big product of like the pitching labs and everything you see there. But like we talk about the sweeper, it's his number 3 pitch. He's throwing it 21% of the time. I think the other half of it is Bailey isn't about just throwing breaking balls. That's not it. It's about throwing what's your best stuff. And Kutter, arguably his best pitch and what we talked about last year was the 4-seamer. It was like that movement on the 4-seamer, the inverted break, all these things, right? Like we hyped up about Kutter Crawford and all those rankings. I just think right now for Kutter, it's like, yeah, the sweeper, it's a 262 batting average and a 459 slug, 3 homers given up on that alone. That's kind of where my focus goes to. It's just, he looks a little flat out there, and I think the stuff's down. And it doesn't help when you have to get extra outs because Dominic Smith, you know, is having some kind of brain incident where he forgets how to play baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like you need 2 guys to replace one Bobby Dahlbeck, and they both can't do it together.
I'm not going to crap on Dominic Smith because he gave you value in the series with the bat.
Yeah, he hit a home run and a loss. What did he fucking do?
He doubled today as well.
Yeah,
RBI double
by like 6 runs. Yeah.
Him trying to score. Was that on the Hamilton double? He only got the third. It was the sac fly. I can't remember what he was trying to score. I think it was the sac fly he was trying to score on.
On the Reese, yeah.
They cut to him running, and it was just like he's trying his best.
He is one of the funniest runners I've ever seen. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, forget baseball player, I've never seen a human run like that. He's just like scooting, but his body's like not joining him for the effort that he's like... He's trying so hard, but his body's just behind him. It's so weird.
Last 15 games for Dominic Smith, 244, 370, 422. It's almost an 800 OPS.
Yeah.
He's like to the point where they prefer him over Garrett Cooper last 15.
I mean, I fucking hope so.
They should prefer us over Cooper.
But that's not wild. But when you were thinking who was going to come in here, I was like, oh, all right, well, Garrett Cooper should, play a majority of the time. We'll get, Dom Smith here and there in a good platoon matchup. No, now they're like, put Dom out there as much as possible.
Yeah, Garrett Cooper sucks.
His OPS plus is still more than double Bobby Delbeck's.
All right, well, I don't know why you're bringing Bobby Delbeck into this.
Well, you brought Bob into this conversation a couple minutes ago. But I will say that at bat before
he was
Bob,
the literal star of this game. He can't do it all.
It was nice to see that 2-run single down the right field line. And Cooper's at bat before him was one of the worst at bats I had ever seen.
I disagree.
Was as pathetic.
I disagree. It was great because when he was up there, I thought for certain he was going to ground into a double play. So him swinging and missing at pitches that, I mean, he saw the same pitch 4 times in a row. He chased it every time. It got lower and lower. He's like, I fucking got it this time. When he missed everything and sat down, I said, thank you.
He's 1 for 23 in his last 9 games. And it somehow feels worse. I don't remember the hit.
Feels much worse.
Like, when did that hit happen?
I will say,
I don't know, but I'm sure Tyler tried to celebrate it and make it a career-defining moment for Garrett Cooper. That
Go
ahead, Coley.
When Tyler just said he was happy that Bob had that 2 RBI. He wasn't on Twitter. Didn't love his tone, Jared. Did not love his tone.
What did he say? Yeah, what the fuck did you say again? It was some bullshit.
Like, finally, Bobby did something.
Happily, I said that. Oh, look, Bob did something. That's awesome. Like, yeah, Bob. Look at the Bob merch, baby. Tower power.
That's not our merch.
Hey, wait.
What? Bring him back, Jake.
He's going to save it?
I didn't go as far as Maz did, where I was just cooking him for his route on a ball into the bullpen. I wasn't going that far.
It has nothing to do with promoting someone else's merch. All right, just make sure.
Yeah, no, promote another show entirely.
Yeah, actually, like at my family dinner. Oh, you know what? You know what I just remembered? Wait, did we already suspend him? Yeah, okay, we did. All right, never mind. All right, never mind. We already suspended him for promoting a rival beer company on Tide in the 8th. But he has like a problem. Like he's promoted a different beer on Tide in the 8th. He promotes other people's podcasts. He just promoted someone else's merch. Like, that's not our Bobby Dahlbeck t-shirt. You promoted what else? There was something else that you did.
No, nothing. You know what? As an honorable man, I'll tell you, it was a ketchup packet.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
yeah.
The ketchup.
Yeah, he held up a ketchup packet that wasn't Clark's. What's your deal?
It's not intentional. I'm just a fucking idiot. Like, I really wish I could say there was more behind it, but I'll take accountability. I'm stupid.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So I've been learning about Tyler, right? Like, you guys, all three
there's
of you.
a lot. I'm
obviously
still learning. Yeah.
No, I know, but you guys, did shows with him, know him. I've been learning on the fly here. Tyler is very intelligent with some things and just so dumb with other things. Like, you normally, people normally have like a consistent level of intelligence for most things. But Tyler with like the prospects and a lot of baseball stuff way up here. But then with like, oh no, not again, Tyler, just at the floor.
Well, that's why he's
They call
great.
me an
You
idiot
never know what
savant.
you're gonna get.
It's true.
You never know what you're gonna get with T-Dog. He keeps you on your
His
toes.
high-low, crazy.
Oh yeah, his high-low is insane. But yeah, I think that's why we love him. You never know what you're gonna get. He is as unpredictable as they come, and you'll always have a seat at the Section 10 table. I'll tell you that right now.
Thank you. I will say, before I ruin everything you said, look at Garrett Cooper's Baseball Savant page. I'm not saying he doesn't suck. I'm not saying he doesn't suck. I'm not saying that. You can't do it. But you just look for a minute and you realize the expected batting average is 266. The expected slug is 435.
Please save him. Please save him, Coley.
What Tyler's doing right now is exactly how we talk about Bob. You're looking at the wrong thing entirely when you talk about Bob. Bob's whole thing is when it gets hot, Bob gets hot, and the rest of the league does not want Bob to get hot. You're using the Bob argument for Garrett Cooper. You fuck.
You are.
Okay, can I just state here, what is Bobby Dahlbeck's expected batting average? 123. What's his expected slug? 161.
This doesn't...
What happened to Bullet?
Oh!
He died.
Not the pup. Not Bullet. You got to do that to me right now?
Well, I'm just...
Bobby Dahlbeck is barely more alive than Bullet right now.
I'm trying to give you a chance. I'm trying to give you a chance to stay out of the clink.
Dude, he's pushing 100.
Do it.
He's pushing 100. Shout out to the suspensions account.
He wants 100. This is what he wants.
I know.
This is what he wants. This is what he wants. He's a madman. And we won't stand for the Bob slander. That's just rule number 1 on the podcast. And he can't help himself. Dude wants to sink to being as low as someone that reads expected statistics. Like I'm supposed to give a fuck. I expect you to be a better person, Tyler.
I'm just putting things out there that are somewhat interesting.
Put them back.
I'm all for Bob the outfielder. I'm actually into this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I told him in 2021 that he should convert to being an outfielder.
It's just there's
he's
a
fast,
cannon.
He's athletic. There was no place for him to go. third base, first base. It's like, Schwarber's here. Casas is coming. Devers isn't going anywhere. Yeah, why don't you go in the outfield? You're a gazelle.
Bobby Dahlbeck.
When he got that 2-run knock with the bases loaded, I was playing that clip like it was a song, and I knew the lyrics. I just played that clip over and over and over and over again. And the video of us together. Does that video make you mad, Tyler?
No, not at all. It makes me happy. I treasure that you have a friend that means that much to you and that you like to post videos with him. I like Bob the person off the field. Bob seems like a great guy.
I love him on the field, Jared.
Thank you, Coley. That's a great point. You should start loving him on the field, and then maybe with your listen to Steve. What Steve just talked about with David Price and all that. 6 years later, Steve has David Price regrets, and that's going to be you 6 years from now.
But Bob isn't going to be.
Man, I was a little too hard on Bobby Dahlbeck, and I wish that I was nice to him because he's such a great guy.
Hey, you got to remember, these are people too, Tyler.
Coley.
We also talked about earlier this literal show. You don't want to be responsible for dancing around in Jaron Duran's head. How do you know you're not dancing around in Bob's head? He's like, I got to shut this fucking skinny bitch up. And he's just he's trying to do too much. He's pressing up there, trying to show you, because he knows. We know Bob knows. Bob listens. And here you are trying to shit on him every time we're trying to big him up.
I gave Bob a lot of love for what happened in 2021. He really, carried when he needed
on
to.
This show.
No, I wasn't part of the show. Sorry, I wasn't here at this point. You hadn't recognized Tyler Milliken as someone who should be at the table. But right. I think where Bob is right now, it's only fair to criticize him for what has happened because it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years since we got any kind of, even close to average production.
It's been 24 hours.
Yeah, 2-run knock, bases loaded yesterday.
Imagine having worse stats than Garrett Cooper. Imagine that.
I'm going to give you a warning.
Okay. I'm done.
I think what we all need is a blue moon. Because some beers, they can say that they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together. And no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. T-Dog, we need to get you some Blue Moons so that you stop promoting other alcohol brands while we're doing Section 10 programming. How do you feel about that?
Please send them. If you recall, I had a bunch of Blue Moons in my house right before the season started. I filmed multiple podcasts with a Blue Moon right next to me.
You did. So we need to get you some more Blue Moons. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that's one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a Blue Moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's a one-of-a-kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter to celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I'm getting pretty close to the point where I can do that with my eyes closed. I'm getting there. Oh. On that t-shirt with all the sponsors, we need to put SockSignatures.com on there.
There you go.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Need to put Sock Sigs on there. And now that we have the merch store and it's section10merch.com, I did originally talk to Brian, who happy belated birthday was the other day. I asked him, I was like, do you still own SockSignatures.com? Because my idea was to have SockSignatures.com reroute to section10merch.com. But someone like bought it and like they'll probably want like a bunch of money for it. And I was like, I'm not gonna like haggle with this dude. I'm not gonna negotiate for SockSignatures.com. But it would be cool to get it and just like have that be the merch website. You just go to socksignatures.com and it brings you to section10merch.com. That'd be cool.
What about the way you say it? Sock signatures with like 10
S's. 5 S's. Yeah, there you go.
10 S's.
Yeah.
Sock signature. But wouldn't that be?
You'd argue it's the R's. Yeah, I think it's 10 R's.
Yeah.
User R's.
Yeah.
Sock signature.
Yeah, that R is getting hit. That's 10 R's.
It's the R.
10 R's.
Yeah, it's 10 R's. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got to type.com super quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never get over the fact that like Tyler has never heard an episode of Section 10 before.
It's all right.
He's on it.
I've talked about how much the bunk bed era meant to me multiple occasions as a David Price guy.
Yeah. Those are good times. Yeah, those are good times. Yeah, nothing else really worth talking about besides, I mean, they fucking lost. And the second, like, I should have thrown some money on the second game because the second they lost the first game, I was like, obviously they're gonna win the second one. It's a lock.
Coley, are you okay?
They have to split. Coley, what's going on? You get a
fuck
bug in
out
there?
of that fly. It was either a mosquito or a moth. One of the two, but he's fucking dead now.
Oh, there's no way that it was a fly then.
It was flying.
Okay. The Red Sox won 9-0 today. And a couple different angles that you could take here. Rafael Devers hitting 2 homers. And the fact that he was able to hit them opposite field, like the way that the pitch was located, it was just very impressive. Very impressive for where the pitch location was and the swing that he took and where the balls landed. It was very impressive. But in case you didn't notice, because the Red Sox are a 500 team, Rafael Devers, after I guess for him maybe a slow start, he's hitting 288. He's got a 956 OPS. He's up to a 956 OPS. One of the best hitters in the American League.
I feel like I've been talking about this new version of Raffy for some time.
What new version? What's new about it?
The Raffy that doesn't chase like he once did. The Raffy that now has the highest walk rate of his entire career at 12%, which makes it even wilder that 5 of his 13 homers this year have been on pitches outside the zone, which are these, baseballs he's golfing or whatever it may be. But he's way more selective than we've seen him in years past. This feels like that maturity we were always waiting for. His chase rate, best of his career, 31% right now. And the oppo, all we talked about during spring training was him going opposite field. This was the best version of Raffy, right? This is how you got him there. He's pulled 1 homer this year. 1 homer. Everything else has either been left center or center.
That's surprising.
It's kind of wild when you think about it, because when you think of Raffy, so many of those homers were either bombs, past the bullpen. Don't get me wrong, plenty to center and some to left, but now he's shooting the other way or going dead center every time.
When today happened, it had me thinking, do we underrate Rafael Devers, or do we take him for granted? I think that's maybe the better way of saying it. Like, there's a lot of times where a game like today happens and it reminds us of what he's capable of and what other guys can't do that he specifically can. And I always go back to the thinking that the fielding has a lot to do with that, where it can leave a sour taste in your mouth when he kind of bobbles a ball or has a bad throw, and it's like, and he's making a Raffy face, and it's like, damn it. But when he can consistently just focus on hitting and be the guy that gets hot, typically around now too, like you just naturally expect June, July, August, he's going to be on fire. I think we do take him for granted a little bit, and the state of the team plays into it too, of course, where I know we talked about how many stars are on this team. I think we almost, not that we forgot to say Devers, but we didn't immediately say Rafael Devers is a superstar on this team. And it's like, I think he's kind of in that show me my respect mode. And it's going to be easier to do that when he's just the DH, which is hopefully not too far off.
May I add something to that? And Coley,
fucking trade
this
him.
is for Coley specifically, because when I tweeted this and I saw it, I was like, no one will be happier about this. Tonight, Marcelo Meyer started his first game at third base. The only time he had ever appeared at a game at third base and started was when Trevor Story was rehabbing. So obviously, trying to keep him in the lineup, let him get at bats. I don't know. If you play everything down the line here, what could that mean? And Meyer's been tearing up Double-A. Is this maybe the first sign that they're considering, hey, maybe you will play third base when you're ready for the big leagues? Trevor Story's still locked up here. Who knows, Vaughn Grissom at that point, things will play out, right? Well, Rafi, we're going to start getting you to DH, maybe a fair amount.
Need it.
Could be.
And I don't think Rafi's been a disaster at third base this year.
No, he's been better than expected. Yeah.
Coley,
I don't know why
say?
you think I'd love something that still has Trevor Story playing for the Red Sox. That's not great.
But I know in your heart you've wanted to see Rafi at DH, so I thought it was a little bit of both worlds. Don't get me wrong. And more likely than not, right? Story gets hurt, Meyer has to go back to shortstop, yada, yada, yada. But it was very interesting to me that they've decided to do that now.
Yeah.
Because you could argue, Meyer, he's walking now. I think that was the last piece for him, that and hitting lefties. If he does that over the next month, Worcester shouldn't be too far off. Not at all. Go ahead.
Coley?
I didn't get to finish and I make it banged here. I didn't get to actually finish my Matthew Lugo point last week.
Are you fucking me?
Go ahead. Matthew Lugo homered today.
He did homer today, which I was going to bring up at the end, but he did homer today, his first game in AAA. Shout out the way best. I think the reason I was bringing him up is I think he's going to be the next great super utility player for the Boston Red Sox. I think that's his path because he comes up, he produces, whether it takes a fucking year or not, Tyler, he comes up, he produces at every level. And it's just every team he's on, because I believe he came up as a shortstop, as fucking everyone does, but he kind of plays everywhere. I could see him being the next, I don't want to compare him to Brock because I don't think he's going to hit for the cycle in the postseason anytime soon, but I think he could end up being one of those guys for us. That was why I brought him up last show.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I know Sox prospects talked about it. They believe he's going to be moving up in the rankings. I know I had mentioned him being at 50 currently. So maybe they view him as a top 30 guy now or something like that. But there is still a lot of swing and miss in the zone. That was the one complaint. I didn't want to talk about him
this much.
I just mentioned a website. That's it.
You got 10 seconds.
That's all. I'm done. That's it.
Congrats to Nick York. Nick York also brought up to AAA.
Yeah.
Shout out Nick York.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick York.
He's in the top
promoted
12.
to the Woo Sox.
That's Section 10 bump.
I mean, I did not see Nick York being the first out of those 4 or 5 guys as the first to make it to AAA. That's not a knock on Nick York. It's just I thought Teal was just carving his way through the minors. But yeah, Nick York promoted to AAA Worcester. Steve?
I just wanted to add one more thing on Rafael Devers. We talk a lot about the advanced stats, and that's obviously become much a bigger part of the game, and I do the whole Fort Borb Zorp thing. I'm never going to not love a 30-100 guy, and Devers is doing that every year, and I'm just doing the calculations. That's his pace once again. It's just, if he's going to be healthy, he's going to be a 30-100 guy, and I love that so much, and that consistency that you can expect that from him. We can get into whatever stat we want, and new ones pop up every year, and I do have a new appreciation for it. The older I've gotten, before I think I just didn't understand them, so I just threw a phrase on it. But now it's but still, this still has value. This still has so much value to me, being a guy that consistently every year can go out there, hit 30 bombs, and give you 100 RBIs consistently.
What
Did you make a fucking Vorp Zorp t-shirt? Did you do that last
We did,
year?
we did. Yep.
How many of those did you sell?
I don't know. We sold some. I mean, nothing's ever going to match what you can sell for Section 10, of course.
I'm just asking.
I genuinely don't know what the number was.
All right. Well, I don't know. I just want to know how many people are walking around wearing that fucking thing.
People bought them. I know it's plural.
It's not person. It's
not one guy wearing them. Multiple people bought them.
What's it? All right. Hold on. I have a question for Steve. Out of all the statistics that you poo-pooed 5-6 years ago, what is your favorite that you like to look at now?
I give OPS plus a lot more of my time. I give FIP more
choice.
of my time. My time. I remember when you brought up FIP in Pete's mom's basement, and I was like, what the hell? I thought you were making something up. I thought we were doing a little bit or something. You're like, oh, is FIP is this? I'm like, is FIP what the fuck? But no, I've given those a little bit more of
baseball. What's he talking about?
Yeah, what an idiot. He said FIP. That's not baseball. Not the baseball I know.
What about you doing weighted runs created plus yet?
Oh god, I'm getting into it. If
you can do OPS plus, you could do WRC plus.
No, I know, but I'm really loving OPS plus, so it's like adding another one on is like, geesh.
But like, if you like Tyler said, if you can do OPS plus, you can do weighted runs created plus.
Yeah, I'm picturing this as like the drug chart of like, oh, if you do that, you can easily do this. Yeah. Like, no problem.
If you're smoking crack, then like meth is right there.
Yeah, like you're not gonna do anything crazy.
I'm excited for that. I'm just weed now, but we'll see where we go.
Oh, we know.
If you want to do OPS plus though, right? Devers easily gonna set a career high right now, 154. Previous high was 141 in 2022. Core said the best version of Devers he ever saw was 2019. It was 132 that year. So he's 22% better as a hitter this year, above what he was 132 versus 154.
What I'm looking at is his baseball reference page 2 right now. What sticks out like a goddamn sore thumb, and it is for every active player who's been in the league for 5 years. 57 games played in 2020. Fucking sucks. Not just because of like the people that died. That was obviously bad. I want that on the record.
It's pretty bad.
But that's 100 games, not because of injury, taken away from a guy who was in his age 23 season. Like, he's still 17 or 16, 15, because Baseball Reference takes forever to add stats from today. So he's still 15 home runs away from 200.
They got to fix
that. It's crazy.
That.
That's a crazy 2024 problem to have. But he's 15 home runs away from 200. He should have cleared that. He should have already cleared that.
Mm-hmm. I was talking about on Baseball is Dead, I don't know, like a month ago, about how in 2008 or 9, like one of my buddies showed me Baseball Reference and changed my life forever. And for anyone like Tyler's age, it looks today like it looks then. It's the exact same website. It's the exact same functionality. The statistics take just as long today as they did back then.
It's crazy.
Nothing about it is different. The format, the way the pictures are on the pages, the text, the color scheme, everything is exactly the same from the day that I was first shown Baseball Reference.
The nicknames are all still wrong. They've been wrong from the jump. They put it. I think it's an ongoing joke with the people at Reference where they're like, "We're just gonna slide some stuff in here and just see what people say about it."
Yeah,
I don't think there are people at Reference, Steve. I don't think.
Yeah,
there
who
are
runs
people
this?
responsible.
Whose LinkedIn says Baseball Reference? Like, is there?
I don't think there's. I think the internet just crafted these pages. Like, I don't think there are people here.
Yeah, there's probably nobody that works here.
The two updates I can remember are if you now hover over someone's picture, it shows you like the youngest picture they have in the database. That was like, that took them 20 years to make. That an immaculate,
that was a game changer.
An immaculate grid, which they didn't even make, they just absorbed, which makes sense. It was brand synergy. But that's it. That's all they got.
When I bought the first ever iPad, Fangraphs had an app, and in my head I'm just like, every brand, everything that I like is gonna have an app now. Like, that's what we do on like the iPad. And then I was like, why doesn't Baseball Reference have an app? And I think I tweeted about it. I was like, why doesn't Baseball Reference have an app? And the Baseball Reference account responded, they're like, what do we need an app for? Can't you just open up like Safari and type in Baseball Reference? And I was like, I guess. Well,
I don't think they knew what apps were. They're like, what's an app?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. They're just like, yeah, I mean, why do we need an app? Just go to baseballreference.com on the iPad.
It's like, dude, we have a website. That's all anyone's ever needed, you moron.
Yeah. Yeah. I just figured that they would have. I mean, like, even today, I would imagine if I search right now in the App Store for Baseball Reference, they don't have an app, do they?
No. There's actually a lot of people out on apps, like app developers. Like, this is just a website still. Like, they're starting to revolt against apps.
Yeah, Baseball Reference does not have an app in 2020.
They don't need one.
That was roughly 14 years ago. that app experience having the first iPad was 2010, I want to say.
Sounds right.
Yeah. 14 years later, still no app, but that is such is life. Such is life.
The first game of this series I did appreciate before. I don't want to jump ahead 2 hours in. The first game of the series, I did appreciate David Ortiz just saying the Celtics have championship aura, and being in there. That's
the Dom
good
Smith
point.
homer.
Dom Smith doesn't get credit for that home run. That was David Ortiz home run. Congrats on 542. Congrats.
Wow.
Congrats, Poppy.
Credit to Coley, when he sent that text message, I flipped my dinner off my bed and it fell all over the floor. And I had to eat it off the floor.
What dinner we talking about?
Why is that Coley's fault?
Well, I was laughing so hard at the moment, and I had like a little tray in front of me as I was watching the game, and it completely swung over. But it was a burger, so I had to piece it back together with some of the carpet hair, and it was okay. I had to eat. I had to eat something.
What, dude?
You gotta let me know. From now on, I need updates when you're eating. So I just want start and finish. I'm starting to eat. I'm done eating, and then I'll.
Were you eating in your bed? You said your bed?
I'm a bed eater. Yeah, I'm a bed eater.
Okay.
You would be.
I'm not
actually
in your bed ever?
It makes sense. No, I could see Tyler eats in his bed. Yeah, that's normal.
In my mind, he doesn't leave that room ever.
Yeah, I don't think 98.5. I think you just do it from there. I'm convinced you don't actually go to the studio.
remote.
Yeah. Ugh. It's his entire
I go
house
here
right
into
there.
Martha's room.
That's it.
2 places.
Tyler just discovered Dougie's going deep today.
How do you know that? That's terrifying.
I told you, I have sources. I have eyes everywhere.
There was no one even around when you would.
I know.
What?
Some Nardwuar stuff right there.
Yeah, he's Nardwuar, but just for Tyler.
Seriously, this is fucking unreal.
I have spyware on your computer at work.
I will say, I was shocked. At first, I believed it was real. Like, when I started looking at the list, I thought this was a real play-by-play of his day. And then I quickly realized as I read about some of the things he did during batting practice and the sex and the dick and
the sex,
all of it. I realized this is Doug Mirabelli's, a fan fiction of some sort.
It was, it's Doug Mirabelli fan fiction, but that was early internet. That was I think Dougie's going deep tonight.
06.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was post championship, but I would have guessed. Yeah.
That's so creepy that you know that.
I know everything. Did he have a year where he hit 20 home runs?
Doug
as a
Mirabelli?
backup catcher?
20?
Yeah, let me see. Doug Mirabelli.
I don't know if he got that high. Maybe double digits.
He had
once?
11.
11.
Okay. He had 11.
How many with the Sox? 48 with the Sox.
So it was 9 in 2001 for the Sox. He only played 54 games. He started the year, or maybe finished the year on Texas. No, he started the year on Texas. So he was on a pace.
Yeah. Dougie, I mean, they didn't let Dougie unleash the fury as often as he could have.
Credit to him, though. 48 of his 58 career homers came with the Red Sox. 7 years in Boston, 7 years elsewhere.
All right. He saved his homers for the Sox.
Yeah.
If I type in Doug Mirabelli home run on YouTube, do I even get one?
Such a beautiful swing.
I feel like I remember trying to find a homer to post and I couldn't find one.
Doug Mirabelli 2-run home run off Mike Mussina. First thing that pops up.
Yep. Maybe I typed something in wrong.
I'm gonna. You know what? I was playing on my laptop and you guys can hear that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put it on my phone so you guys can hear it because I'm sure that the sound of it is gonna be. It's gonna be so aesthetically pleasing.
A year ago, Bronson Roy.
Oh, you get a surprise coming up here.
And you had, of course, Pedro. He's always among the league leaders, and then Wakefield.
Here's Doug Mirabelli. Swing a high fly ball headed to the green monster. That's deep. It's up there. It is
so
gone.
big.
Coke bottles, Steve.
Two-run homer from Mirabelli.
Coke bottles.
Love it. Oh, yes. Oh, brings me back. I'm about to say,
They got to bring this back for the home run song.
Nice ring to it. Well, he combined a year ago with Jason Varitek to have an OPS, which is on-base percentage and slugging percentage combined.
Whoa!
883. That was tops in all of baseball.
I got to write that down.
He doesn't get to play that often, but when he does, every now and then.
What year was this that they were using OPS?
April 11th, 2005.
Damn.
24 career bombs at Fenway. Next highest was 5 in Toronto.
Dude, that song was the best. Oh, man. That was a great homer
boom,
song.
Boom, boom, boom. Say, way-o.
Way-o. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. They kept it going through the next batter, too. They're still announcing it. It's like, Geronimo, look out below. Here comes the brother with the upbeat flow. That was the best. Tell it.
As someone who didn't grow up in the Doug Mirabelli era, well, I did get 1 year, like 2007, right? Ryan Hannigan gave me similar vibes. That was the kind of vibes I got. Don't. Whoa. Let's not disrespect Ryan Hannigan here, please.
Let's not disrespect Doug Mirabelli, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
nothing against Hannigan. Nice guy.
Yeah, Hannigan was super nice. We called him Hanny Hammercock when he was on the team in 2015, I believe.
In a stunning development, he had penis as part of his name because, most of them did.
Most of them did back then.
3
OPS Plus is pretty similar.
Yeah, but don't ever compare like a backup catcher to Doug Mirabelli. There's only one, and it was him.
I was going to say LaVarnway would be, I think, a better comp and still a bad comp.
Well, they're pretty similar as hitters here. We got 84 OPS Plus versus 87.
So I'm saying 3 total home runs for Hannigan.
Yeah, we weren't going.
There was
deep.
no vibe like the Doug Mirabelli vibe. There just wasn't.
Dougie's going deep today. No one said that about Hannigan.
Never.
I did.
Not once.
I was like, Hanny's going deep today.
Hanny's going deep, baby.
I don't even think he hit a home run with the Red Sox.
No, he had 3.
How many homers did Hannigan? 3?
3. LaVarnway doubled that.
That was the Middlebrooks trade, right?
Yeah. It was. Yeah, don't ever disrespect Doug Mirabelli like that.
Respect to both of them.
Jake, book Doug Mirabelli. We gotta
Ryan Hannigan the episode after, Jake.
No. We need to get Doug Mirabelli on the pod and so that he can talk to Tyler about the good old days, because I feel like you just don't have an appreciation for that shit.
I do remember a little bit of 07, but obviously, that was the end of Doug Mirabelli. I didn't get the whole experience.
When they think of Doug, I didn't even know Doug Mirabelli was on the team in 07. Was he?
No,
he was.
It was last year.
He was, but no one's like, remember Mirabelli in 07? Like, no, it was before
no
that.
way.
48 games
he was
the
on
Sox
the
in 07.
B-refs lying.
Did he play in the playoffs? No.
Who would have been the backup catcher in the playoffs?
He played in 1 game in the 07 playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You could have easily got me with that. He had 2 at-bats.
In the World Series?
No. ALCS in Cleveland.
ALCS.
There's no chance I ever thought that Mirabelli was in the 07 ALCS. No chance.
I didn't think he was on the team in 07.
I thought 05 was his last year. Maybe 06.
Yeah. Well, no, because 06 was the police escort year.
Correct. So, yeah, 06 would have been it. 07
But that's
playoffs.
why that makes sense, is because like he wasn't on the team, and then they were like, oh, fuck, Wakefield really needs this guy. So the police escort year was 06, but it's like they had already kind of like tried to distance themselves from Doug Mirabelli and then realized they couldn't. So the following year, I was like, oh, he must have been a free agent. Like, I don't know. I'm confused now.
They didn't even have a second catcher on the World Series roster.
So
it just says Doug Mirabelli did not play.
They didn't need one.
He got traded by the Rangers to the Red Sox on June 12th of 2001. Oh. He became a free agent after they won the World Series in 2004. signed back with the Red Sox almost immediately, like right after Thanksgiving 2004. He signed back with the Red Sox. Then they betrayed his trust. They traded him to the Padres for Mark Loretta, who I believe was an all-star for them.
That's a crazy trade.
Crazy for the Padres.
Crazy trade.
Like, Mark Loretta was fucking awesome. He, without looking, I'm pretty sure he was an all-star for the Red Sox in 2006.
He was.
And then the Padres were like, fine, you can fucking have him back. So they traded Doug Mirabelli back to the Red Sox for Josh Bard and Clay Meredith. Claw. He spells his name CLA. It's Clay Meredith. But I believe, if without looking, Clay Meredith gave up a grand slam to Richie Sexson. I was at that game. I'm going to look that up now.
I will say, on the Doug Mirabelli front, the reason why, because obviously Wakefield wasn't on the World Series roster. He pitched Game 4 of the ALCS, but that was a big thing for Wake, right? Remember him and Timlin after the World Series?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Where it was the first home run he gave up in the big leagues. Clay Meredith gave up a grand slam to Richie Sexson on May 8th, 2005. That was the only home run he gave up with the Red Sox. Grand slam, and I believe it was off pesky pole.
Yeah, he's got worse Red Sox numbers than Pat Light. I got to call it how I see it.
Ooh, yikes. But anyways, traded by the Padres back to the Red Sox for Josh Bard and Clay Meredith and cash. Became a free agent after 2006. Signed back with the Red Sox again in 2006. Became a free agent. Oh, here's a plot twist. Became a free agent after they won the World Series in 2007. And then in January 2008, he signed back with the Red Sox. He was there in 2008?
No, I think he must have retired or got waived in spring training.
Yeah, no games.
Did not play for the Red Sox in 2008, but he signed a contract with the Boston Red Sox for the 2008 season.
That was Kevin Cash era.
Yeah. Signed as a free agent with the Boston Red Sox on January 11, 2008. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember him in 2008, but there you go. I guess he didn't make the team.
Yeah,
it's
basically
like 6 or 7 teams that wanted to sign him. He said, I'm not playing for anybody but the Boston Red Sox. And he probably retired.
If you're trying to quiz a diehard Red Sox fan, what was the last career game of Doug Mirabelli? If they say Game 4 of the 07 ALCS, they looked it up. Like, there's no way anyone... No. There's a lot of diehards that listen to the show. There's no way you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't remember
the last game
Mirabelli,
they lost that season.
Yeah, so Mirabelli was like, I got to step down. You guys, I'm going to let you guys fly. Yeah, true. They didn't lose. That was their last loss of the 07 season. That's crazy.
Tyler's out here being like, of course I remember 07 Dougie. Who doesn't?
No, I remember being on the team. I would not have been able to tell you that.
I guess if that's the first year that you started watching the Red Sox, then immediately you would pick up on Dougie's aura.
Right.
But prime Dougie to me is like 04, 05.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there with my dad and I was like, why can't Jason Varitek catch Tim Wakefield? I was like, what's the fucking problem here? Like, I want Varitek in the lineup. He's like, stop talking. He's like, just stop and watch and understand. And he was like, Doug Mirabelli is his personal catcher. He can catch the knuckleball. Jason Varitek does not do that very well. And that was my introduction.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Red Sox win 9-0.
Red Sox win 9-0.
Hold. I got Pivetta thoughts.
Nick Pivetta, 7 shutout innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts today. T-Dog, what do you got on Nicky P?
So, big difference in his arsenal. 25% on the curveball. It was his second most used pitch. And Core talked about after the game, he thinks he's getting more comfortable throwing. He's breaking stuff again after the flexor tendon strain and how all that played out. Seemed like he was somewhat hesitant with some of that stuff. And if you actually go back to his highest curveball usage this season, it was back against the Mariners 19% and 14% against the A's before he got hurt. So I think now you're going to see with Pivetta, obviously the sweeper is part of his arsenal. That was his third most used pitch in this game. But using the curveball, the sweeper with the four-seamer, it kind of creates all these different little actions that unlock everything for him. And that's why today, 18 whiffs, a season high for him. I think we're starting to see Nick Pivetta start to get closer to the guy he was to start the season than, those first couple starts off the IL. And especially against the Braves where they fucking tortured him last time and Ozuna was at the front of it and he carved him up today.
Was kind of interested looking up some more Brave stats. And these aren't even anything crazy. It's just like homers, runs, and hits. They're like middle of the majors in all three of those. So this lineup, and that's mainly with Acuna. I know he's obviously out for the year now. So I know we mentioned like, oh my God, it's against the Braves too. I was just surprised that they're not cooking anywhere near what they were doing last year. What you looking up, Jerry?
So the people were posting pictures of me with the Blue Moon cardboard cutout, and I was like, why am I getting an influx of these right now? That's concerning. Like, why is that? But I don't know. People just were doing that tonight, cool. I guess. Maybe they went looking for them together. I don't know.
Who knows?
Not me. Section 10 logo is actually on the cardboard cutout.
Nice.
Yeah, we're all over the place right now. And you can be at Fenway Park this weekend for the Savannah Bananas, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to be there except for Coley, yes?
Mm-hmm.
See.
You're actually going to show up, Tyler?
Yes. Why don't you have faith in me
Why do you
being there?
say that like it's not something that you would do? Like you would definitely just not show up after saying that you would.
When have I ever said I was going to be at something and then did not show?
I'm sure it's happened.
Nope. Even with the Sea Dogs thing, I said, "Hey, it's gonna be a tough sell."
You
for
said
me
you
at
were coming to that, by the way. You said you were coming.
Incorrect. But I am good to go for Saturday. I've moved my cheat day, so I will not even be having it that day. I got an outfit picked out. I'm ready to go. I'm a sunglasses guy now.
Shouldn't that be the cheat day? That should be a mega day, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's the day you're gonna be around ballpark.
It's also Mike Eamon's birthday, and he's gonna be with us, so you should have cake with him. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, cake.
Maybe I'll have a slice of cake, but I want to look good for the camera.
I do. I've never actually agreed more with Tyler, I have to admit.
It's a fat guy thing. I expand. Coley, do you expand a lot when you eat?
No, I mean, there's so much more of me than there is of you. So it's like
it displaces you.
Yeah, it's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean. You just really don't see it.
I take a sip of soda and I start inflating.
Tyler, I'm right
start
there
sweating.
with you. Eating and drinking before photos is just a no-go. I can't do it. Just puff out.
Going to be a very clean Saturday.
Jared's like, get a load of these fatties.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but like, you fucking disgusting.
You guys are
FGP,
gross.
man. Fat guy problems. These are real.
Oh my God. You fucking pigs. Anyways, section10merch.com. Get your 3X t-shirts if that's you. Could never be me.
I mean, the fats.
Also, shout out to all the
outraged.
people that reached out to me to be like, hey, I'm really in between a 2XL and a 3XL. You seem like the right guy to check in with whether which way I should go. So shout out to them. I'm happy I could help.
Yeah. I thought they were going to say, like, stand up for us. Like, we need to be represented
I got a lot
in
of
the
that.
store.
I got a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the ambassador to the larger men. You know.
Plus size model.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I told you, I've been dieting. Because I was getting a little.
Stop it. You're insulting us. You're insulting us.
I was. It's possible to be like jacked up top and also be like fluffy in the middle.
Coley, get him.
No,
get him, Coley.
Jared, I mean, he's a fat piece of shit as well.
He's a whale. He's gross looking too, because he's fat.
Right. But like, I think Coley has an idea of like what my diet was before. Like I would drink soda every day. I would bake chocolate chip cookies, eat 12 cookies, ice cream. Fucking after lunch, I would have a candy bar, whole Snickers to myself. At night, snacking on candy bars.
I was always pissed off when we were living in New York. I was always pissed off at how non-fat you were based on your habits. I was like, this is garbage. Like, because you were eating terribly, and
pizza every day.
It wasn't going anywhere.
No, I was very skinny coming out of New York. Yeah,
Garbage.
Skinny Jared came back. at the end of New York. But
did you?
I'm going to be going back to Fenway
right.
on Saturday for the Savannah Bananas, and you can be there too when you use the Game Time app. And no, it's not too late to get tickets to the Savannah Bananas game on Saturday. It's actually smarter to wait because Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Has anyone else seen the Savannah Bananas in person?
Not yet.
No.
All right, so this is my second time. So Zach from the Savannah Bananas, I wanted to have him on Section 10, and maybe we still will. But I was like, we are running. Jake, what's the runtime at right now?
2:10.
Yeah, we're over 2 hours to mix in an interview. So I want to get Zach in the vlog when we're there. And I just want to assure the first time Savannah Bananas viewers that you are in for a real treat. It is going to be a very fun day, very fun night. We're going to be getting there probably. What time is first pitch? Do we know?
I think 7?
6?
7.
7?
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting there at 3. Are you going to be able to get there on time, T-Dog?
Yeah, 3 you said?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. Be there at 2:30.
I'm coming from Coley's daughter's birthday party, but I have to bring back. I might be late because I have to bring the U-Haul truck back to the place that I'm renting it from, and then I'm gonna go to Fenway. So it's gonna be a nice, fun day.
I'm upset I'm missing
You can
it,
be there too.
Because my idiot daughter.
Yeah.
They're like, I've seen a couple of them on social. They're jacked to be playing at Fenway. They're very excited.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of them probably grew up Red Sox fans. That was the team to grow up loving. Back when the Red Sox used to win all the time.
Oof, way back when.
Yeah. Back then, that was the team to love. If you were a Red Sox fan back then, you were a winner. And these folks grew up winners. And that's why they became Savannah Bananas, because they're winning the entertainment business right now.
Is Brock Holt against this?
Against what?
The Savannah Bananas? This feels
No.
Brock Holt-y.
Why would he be against it?
I just feel like he would thrive in this kind of environment. Like he's built.
What makes you think he's not a part of it?
Has he?
I don't know.
What? I think we would all know if Brock did it. We know Pap did it. We know Damon did it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this would be when he would do it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, don't tell me that's what's going to happen.
I didn't say shit. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it.
I'm done talking.
I haven't talked to him about it. But I'm just saying.
David Ortiz is also in the city.
Yeah, I'm just saying they pull out all the stops, and it's Fenway. So I'm not saying that there's no surprise. I don't know the surprises. I don't pretend to know. I don't pretend to know the surprises. But I do know that you can save up to 60% off by buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. You can save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. And you can save even more when you choose a section. You let Game Time choose the seats for you. All-in pricing, you toggle this feature. It shows the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. The lowest price guarantee, your Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION, the 10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And I checked earlier today when we did Baseball is Dead, and they do have plenty of Savannah Bananas tickets on the Game Time app for very reasonable prices considering what the demand is. It's completely sold out. I'm almost glad that we have to be there so early because it's going to be a fucking nightmare probably getting in and out. Like they were talking about, like, first of all, let me preface this by saying I'm happy and glad that MLB and teams have embraced the bananas, because I could totally see Major League Baseball being like,
fun,
they're the competition, like don't acknowledge them. But on I think it was the post-game show, like TC was like, they asked Jim Rice to play, and Middlebrooks was talking about how they asked him to play, and Papelbon has already done it, and a bunch of other Red Sox have done it. And they're like, it's a great time. It's totally sold out, like no seats available. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that's awesome for them. But at the same time, like, we can't even sell out Major League Baseball games at Fenway. Like, no one gives a fuck about coming to see the Red Sox. But meanwhile, Fenway Park is going to be absolutely banged out. And I can't wait, because I know how fired up the fans get. And they're like, the energy is a constant. Like, there's no lulls in the positive vibes and the energy at Bananas games. So to see that at Fenway, it's gonna, like, I hope that I'm happy and excited when I see it, but I know a part of me is going to be like, man, it's going to be a long time before I see this again at Fenway. Like, just everyone happy in unison, cheering, having a great time at Fenway. It's going to be a long time before I see these kind of vibes again at Fenway Park.
There might be a
I think this is doomy gloomy. Yeah, Jerry.
It's not doomy gloomy. It's not
I think
doomy
it's
gloomy.
a little
It's not
gloomy.
doomy gloomy.
It's a little gloomy. It's a little gloomy.
Nah,
a smidge gloomy.
That's not.
Who's
it's
the?
Not, it's not.
I hope the Red Sox are allowing them to like have free run of the place. Like they do insane things. So if like one of them's hanging from like the ladder on the monster for an inning, trying to make catches up there, like let them.
That would be very bananas to do that. Yeah.
But who's the funniest
that would be
player?
Bananas.
That'd be Banana Land.
That would be bananas if they did that.
The funniest former Red Sox player they could bring out as like the guy, you know what I mean? Like we talked big Rich Garces hours last episode. Who's the Daisuke? Daisuke just on the mound carving him up.
Marblehead Matsuzaka?
Yeah, he's local. Garces was a good one, but we did just talk about him.
Garces would be a good one.
What if this is when Price comes back?
Funny if they brought them back. David Price comes back with the bananas.
Alfredo Aceves.
What?
Oh, I'd love that. Tavares.
Yeah, Tavares and Aceves.
Vicente Padilla is in that same class of just, this man is unhinged.
Yeah. Urbina. We want to get really unhinged.
I mean,
justifiably
Urbina's
unhinged.
The tier above.
Justifiably.
Yeah, that's true.
I got Alexi Ogando. He fits into that same chapter.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys. Bring him back.
If they were just like, all right, we need to represent this era of golden age Red Sox baseball. Here he is. You know him, you love him. Hideki Okajima. And they start playing the Okie Dokie song. If I get the Okie Dokie song, then the price of admission was totally worth it. And I will say, I paid for tickets. Like, I have a credential, but I made sure that I also bought 4 tickets. So I've got seats, and I don't know what we're doing. I'm sure we're doing like stuff pregame, but then like during the actual game, I'm sure we're going to be filming stuff. But yeah, I'm a paid customer, and it will be worth every dime that I have spent on these tickets if Hideki Okajima walks out of that bullpen and the Hideki Okie Dokie song is just blasting from the Fenway speakers. Okajima, Okie Dokie, Okajima, Okie Dokie, Okajima, Okie Dokie, Okajima, Okie Dokie. Every time we talk about the Okajima song, people are discovering it for the first time, and I get people crying in tears, messaging me. Thank you, Jared, for bringing the song into my life. I didn't know about it, and now it's my #1 song on my workout playlist. I listen to it when I meditate. I listen to it before I read. I listen to it after church. People all the time are just like, oh my God, the Okajima song, Okie Dokie, it changed my life. So just imagine what it would do for a sold out, packed crowd, 60,000 people. What's Fenway's capacity? 36,000?
Like
36, 37, something like that.
60,000 screaming banana-ites just in the crowd being like, Okie Dokie, Okajima, Okie Dokie, Okajima, And then if you want to bring out Marblehead Matsuzaka at that point, why not? That's just the icing on the cake.
I will say the Dodgers will be on the East Coast. What if they just gave Mookie the night off?
The night off.
Flies out, Doug Mirabelli style. They're going to have him getting escorted.
I mean, the crowd would go nuts. He's probably the most popular Red Sox right now.
I'd be furious. I'd be livid.
Coley leaves the birthday party.
Yeah, who else could come out that people would be like, oh, fuck, they brought back who? I don't know that you're topping Okie Dokie.
Mike Lowell.
I mean, there's nothing against David Ortiz, but David Ortiz is very available for all things. He is at Fenway like every other day, it kind of feels like. So there is some of that pop that you're kind of losing a little bit. Credit to him. It's still a big deal when Poppy's there, but it would have been bigger if he, doesn't go to Fenway as much.
Which, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, David Ortiz, I get excited every single time I see him. I always will. They're trying to make the Larry O'Brien trophy the Stanley Cup, and it's not working.
Not working for me.
No.
They've been doing this for weeks. People haven't noticed it. People are like, oh, they're jinxing the Celtics. No, they've been doing this the entire playoffs. People are just only now noticing it because it's more in front of them, and people are starting to like really hone in on the Celtics. They'll just fucking bring it out when they win. It's a cool trophy. It's not the cup. It's fine. It doesn't have to be.
I do love the finals trophy, though. It is a nice trophy.
Great.
It deserves a lot of credit. Nothing's going to touch the cup, but yeah, it is. It's just something funny about having Poppy up there in a Horford jersey and holding it up. It's like the finals haven't started. I don't know. I'm not like a jinx guy. I hate jinx guys, but it's more just like, can we finish the finals and then hopefully win and then like bring it to Fenway Park instead of before the series starts?
That's the thing. It's not a Boston thing. It's gone on in this tour since the playoffs have started. So people
they do this all the time. Like I remember at BR when like the Warriors like 18, they were bringing the finals trophy in there, and I was like, interesting. It's cool, definitely cool, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't know if it needs. I think it has its own Instagram. I'm like, this is crazy.
I believe it does. Yeah.
Well, that's stupid.
For the cup, I think that's okay, but everything else, no.
No, I disagree.
For like where the cup goes, I'd follow that. I think that
for where the cup goes, but yeah.
But that's even afterwards. You know what I mean? This is like
that's what I'm saying. I don't like the pre. The pre is a little. It's off.
Steve, not a big pre-cum guy.
The pre-trophy is meh.
What's the name of the guy that travels with the cup with the white gloves? Does anyone know his actual name?
He's the keeper of the cup.
Just like the cup guy.
Keeper.
That's his name.
Stanley Cup guy.
He doesn't have a name.
The keeper of the
Stanley
cup
guy.
Yeah, they Men in
Phil
Black
Pritchard?
style erasure.
Phil Pritchard. Yeah, it's Peyton's dad.
Phil Pritchard.
Mm-hmm.
That's his fucking name.
Big Phil.
Well, then he can have the Instagram account. The cup having the account is silly. It's a cup.
No,
any accounts that are like speaking on a figure or a dog or like, don't love it.
What's up with the gloves? Why does he need those?
Buddy, have you met this guy, Steve?
What? Who?
Have you met the keeper of the cup?
I think you meant Tyler. I was like, yeah, one time.
No.
No, this guy, no.
He came into the Barstool office and was on radio. No one in the world takes their job more serious than the keeper of the cup. And I think that's correct. Like, he's right for doing that. But I think if you shot at the cup, he would jump right in front of those bullets. Like, the bullets would never hit the cup. They'd be right in Phil's chest immediately.
And if there's ever a guy that looks like he's got stories and you got to earn those stories out of him, it's Phil Pritchard. Look at this guy. Look at the images. He is not only experienced, but he's just seen all sorts of stuff with that cup. But to your point, Coley, he's the one that wants you to know he's got stories, but I'm not telling him.
He wouldn't tell us all his. He made that point very clear. He's like, I'll give you like my 20 grade stories. The 80 grade, those die with me in the cup.
Specifically saying I'm not going to give you the R stuff. I'll give you some G or PG. It's like, okay, dude, it's a trophy. It's like, let's. At the end of the day, it's like we're talking. What happened? What happened in the Stanley Cup, dude?
Honestly, it's all hockey has is the mystique of the Stanley Cup. Like, that's all that. I'm not fucking touching the conference finals trophy and all the shit they do. Like, all they have is the cup.
Just trying to think of the crazy. I'm sure people have peed in it, but it's like
Definitely.
In the cup?
1,000%.
Oh, definitely. People have definitely peed in that thing.
I thought people drink out of that.
Oh yeah.
I just hope no one's pooped in it. Pee in it. It's fine if you clean it out. You think someone's pooped in the cup?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a toss up. I think that's 50-50. That might be even odds.
It's a small seat.
They've come in the cup.
Phillips probably had to stop that from happening.
I thought you were going to say
That's
he's
what the
definitely
white
pooped in
guarantee
it.
Yeah, there's someone somewhere that like got so drunk after winning the cup that they were like, I'm gonna shit in it. And Philip had to tackle him like he was defusing a bomb.
He snips the turd before it goes in.
Yeah.
That's right through.
Yeah, he just grabs a popcorn bowl and cups the guy's ass with it. Stops it from going in the cup.
like diving on a grenade. It just explodes in the guy's stomach. Yeah.
So is that a rule that he can't like take his eye off the cup? I can't think that's true because every player gets a day with it if you win the cup.
He goes with
I don't think he's in the... Is he in the bedroom with like the couples that are probably like banging with the cup next to him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people sleep next to the cup. There's no way that he's just like sitting in the corner
there.
while someone's laying in bed.
I don't think he's there all the time. I think someone has pooped in that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
I have the story of it being shit in.
What?
Yep. After the Red Wings won in 2008, Chris Draper's infant daughter pooped in it. Lynn Patrick and his New York Rangers teammates peed in it and on it.
I like the clarification. It was all over it. It was on it. It was in it.
It was in it. It was on it. It was under it.
Pee on every part of this thing.
This thing was 99% urine by the time they were done with it.
It got in the names that were engraved on it. There was pee everywhere.
Well, if that's like the crowning achievement of your entire career, and you finally get the Stanley Cup, and it's like if you're that good at hockey, then you're probably also a diehard hockey fan.
Sure.
Why would you piss on it? Like that seems like something you would do to something that you don't like. Not something that you worked your entire
like the
life
stupid
to
finals
attain.
trophy or something. Like you don't pee on the cup.
Yeah, you piss on the President's Trophy.
Yeah,
if you get jinxed by it the year before, and it's like you kept us from going back to back. I'm gonna piss on you. It's like wow, we finally did it. Piss on it, yeah. Like why, dude? Why?
Dudes like peeing on stuff. I guess
I don't know. I've never peed on something I liked.
There's an
That's a cool.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
There's an account I follow on Instagram called Scenic Pisses, and it's just these glorious pisses.
I like my bed. I pissed on that after the parade. I'll tell
I'm
you
sure
that.
you did. And it is the most majestic account. Mariah hates it. She's like considers divorce every time I show her one of these things. But there was a guy like on like the Great Pyramids of Giza, just like ripping a piss, and then they always pan out and show you this beautiful scenery.
Oh, they're videos.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They do piss of the month. It's great. It's great.
Nice. Hell of
every month.
Every month.
Everybody.
This has over 1 million followers. Like this is not a small account.
What is 1 million followers? Scenic pisses.
What are you talking
about? Yeah, I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah, Scenic Pisses. Nailed it the first try.
Scenic Pisses.
Am I the only normal person on this podcast that didn't immediately reach
Pull it
for
up.
their phone?
Oh my God, that's very yellow piss.
Oh yeah, they're peeing. They are.
Oh, this page has one post. What? I'm on a random one.
8 people I know that follow this. It's not just Coley.
1.4 mil.
I was hoping it was clear piss. I don't love that it's.
There's a lot of clear pisses. Don't let Tyler.
Just like
sully.
A golden dehydrated piss.
If you were going to spell scenic for the people listening, how would you spell
brother.
Tyler.
The correct way.
God.
Not for me, but for the people who want to find the page.
He's like SEENIK.
The way Merriam-Webster's got it.
Well.
Lots of P on this page.
Red Sox win 9-0.
Yeah.
Devers? Are we all giving it Devers?
What the
yeah.
Ice Cream
split?
Man gets his split.
I mean, Pivetta is worthy of consideration. 7 one-hit innings with 9 strikeouts.
Sure, I don't think he's not worthy of a split. Do we split the split?
They can share
might
it.
have to
I think they
split
can
the
share
split.
it. Yeah, they can both eat it.
You want to split the split?
Yeah, a banana
fair.
split historically comes with 3 scoops. Rafi did have 2 scoops today, so I think he gets those. And then Pivetta gets the 3rd scoop, probably strawberry because he's Canadian, just feels right. And the bananas.
I'd love to know what a conversation between Devers and Pivetta would go like. Sure, they're super tight. Hey, man, we're on the same team.
The Benny's banana split is more of just a casual discussion. There's no vote. It's more just feel. We just talk it out.
They're by the Bean in Chicago, sharing a split tomorrow. How about that?
Mm-hmm. And the best part about it is that if you want to split it, you can. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bob.
I think they split the split.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into that. Red Sox win 9-0. Jake, how far in are we?
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Jeez.
Okay.
2-game series.
2-game series, 2.5 hours.
It's crazy, man.
How much has been Sox talk, though?
All of it.
There's been a lot of Sox. If you love Sox, this is this specific episode's for you.
Yeah, we've been
and
talking
peeing
so
on
much
cups.
Sox.
Yeah.
Just peeing on
We've been
everything.
talking about Sox and peeing.
Bananas.
David Price.
Yeah, there's a lot of historical Sox. A big Mirabelli chunk.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
I meant more like modern day Sox. When Casas was talking today, he said something that was interesting. He was like, I actually regress when I try and do work. Like
do activities.
Yeah, when I do activities, I regress. So that makes me think, and this isn't a knock on him, but when he comes back, he's probably going to be quite bad for a little bit.
Could be.
Well, we've seen sometimes, especially last year, a little bit of the slow starter, getting it underneath his belt and kind of falling into rhythm. I think the bigger thing that's worrying me with Casas, it doesn't look like he's going to be ready for June 21st. At least from what I was reading, he's still not swinging.
He said July.
So
He's targeting
1st.
July 1st. Yeah, he said that.
So now you're looking, Core has been the one saying it like, hey, we just got to get to the point where Casas returns, when he's ready to come off the 60-day IL. You've at least added 10 days.
I do want to add, I think July 1st is not just a coincidence, not just an accident. It would be his first time ever playing in Miami in the major leagues. They play the Marlins, the series starting right after July 1st.
You know what we missed? And this is a bad job by us.
Chris Martin?
No. Jamie Westbrook getting his first big league hit.
Yeah, still had this down here. Yeah.
We mentioned it, didn't we, at the beginning?
We talked about how Duran missed the beer shower. But Jamie Westbrook getting his first big league hit. I don't know how Tyler feels about this. He came up and Tyler was like, he has 8 days to get his shit together and get it going. Now there's, I think, 6 or 7 days left. Where are you at? Has he impressed you at all, or where are we at on the Barrel Man?
It's a good at bat. I don't look at him when he's up there and he doesn't look like, lost or like he can't, put a decent at bat together. I will say I was very emotional hearing the story about his mom and, her fighting breast cancer for the last 5 months. She just went into remission. And now you get to give that ball to her after the game. I can't imagine a cooler fucking feeling or a cooler moment. So yeah, it's impossible not to root for the guy. We'll see how things shake out once Romy's ready. It looks like a minimum for him. The roster is going to get tight.
Gotta make room for Romy Gonzalez, the future of the Boston Red Sox. Like the Red Sox have so many just pieces that aren't pieces right now that why not just let Jamie run with the ball? Give him the ball, let him run with it. See where we can go with it until he gives you a reason not to, I guess. But right now, the vibes, the performance, all of it. I vote that he stays beyond the 10 days, but I know Tyler wants to send him to Japan or something.
Well, I don't want to send anyone anywhere. I just think the Red Sox really like Romy Gonzalez.
and we like Jamie Westbrook. So
yeah,
there's your answer.
If he hits,
he's staying.
Listen, if he hits, then it's a conversation because they'll cling to anybody who can swing a bat now.
It's not his fault it took that long to get a hit. He's got on base, like 8 times before that? Like they've been
smoked a ball to center that got caught too.
Yeah, they've been hitting him.
He's got on base in 4 of the 7 ways you can get on base, which is probably the most impressive thing so far. I want him to stay just to see if he can get all 7. Before even looking this up, I didn't know there were 7 ways to get on base, but he's got the hit, the walk, the defensive interference, hit by pitch. He just needs error, fielder's choice, and the past, strike 3. So those are possible. It could happen. Want him to stay here and get those. What are you looking up, Jerry?
He's going to face lefties at second base. That's what it is. That will be his role.
Should be playing every day.
Yep. Yeah. If Vaughn were coming back, obviously that's a piece we want to see if that's a long-term piece here. Romy, I can't be optioning. Cut Cooper before you get rid of Westbrook.
If you do go that route, then you could tell Bob to probably stick around and he'd serve that role.
Yeah, Bob's not going anywhere.
Bobby Dalbec. Bobby Dalbec.
Jamie's got a 600 OBP, and we want to get this guy out of here.
Tyler does.
I don't. I just know that there's a roster crunch coming, and he's going to be one of the first guys they look at.
Roster crunch. Very hard to crack this roster. I mean, goddamn.
A new person gets hit by a bus.
You want to talk about a murderer's row.
It took a long time for them to go to Jamie Westbrook. And I'll add this to the equation. Nick Sogard's now playing first base down at AAA. Another guy who they seemingly really like, could fit in a utility role. Would have to be added to the 40-man, I believe, but someone else to consider.
I do want to add with Westbrook real quick, credit to him for getting it at Fenway, because if you now had to bring everybody to the south side of Chicago at that dump of a park, it's like, it's not the same. You get the crowd, they win, everyone's excited. That's a moment they'll have forever, so couldn't be happier for him.
And they're local. Yeah, imagine having a fucking, now I have to go to Chicago to the White Sox ballpark. That sucks to see his first.
That's what was on the line because he got it in the last at bat, right?
Yeah.
So
I would be pissed.
Same.
Go, Jamie.
11 years in the minors. Gets called up. Gets on base at a 600 clip. Gets a knock at Fenway in a 9-0 victory over the Atlanta Braves. I didn't want to not mention the Chris Martin thing. I just didn't know how much to add to it. It's like I don't know. I mean, I obviously have my thoughts and opinions on the matter. I'm glad that he was open about it and they didn't say oh, it's a calf. It's like, no. I'm going through some shit because I think that encourages other men specifically not to be a sexist pig. But I believe the statistic is something like 70% of suicides are males. Not saying that I'm not putting words in his mouth, but anxiety and depression go hand in hand. The fact that he was you can slap the anxiety label on it, probably knowing that the replies on the internet were going to be a bunch of fucking idiots that have never experienced anxiety and depression before, being like, really? Anxiety? Back in my day, baseball players would participate in World War II and come back. And now they go on the injured list with anxiety. I'm sure that he knew that there was going to be a lot of that on the internet. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. At this point, I got to do what's best for me. Alex Cora, very supportive and mentioned his own struggles that he had as a player and how, we're talking less than 20 years ago, that was not something you could do. You could not just be like, hey, I'm dealing with stuff in between the years here and I need some time away. That wasn't an option back then. It was, I guess, frowned upon and discouraged. Whereas now, not that it's encouraged, but it's accepted. And I think that that's important, not just in sports, but in life. Sometimes you got to take a step away so that you can get right in the mental department so that you can be better at your job better father, husband. And I'm sorry if I'm making this about men, but it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And
he is a man. Chris Martin's a man.
And he is a man. Yeah. I'm just saying, look at the statistics. The suicides, male to female, lean heavily towards the male species. So all the best to Chris Martin. I'm sure he's got a great support system. I think last spring I was down there, saw like his family was there and like following him around like spring training. So it's like he's got a family that's very supportive of him. I can only notice from the outside. A manager that is supportive of him, and I'm sure his teammates are right there for him as well. So take as long as you need, and we the fans will be here when you get back, and look forward to seeing a return to the mound. I don't know if you guys want to add anything, but that's where I'm at on that.
I hope it was a relief making it public, being able to take that step. I won't call it the first step because I don't know his journey, but I hope that part was a small relief, not having it be a secret anymore. So I hope that's the first positive step of many.
And I gotta say, this wasn't I don't think this was like a huge deal in a good way. Like, I didn't see a bunch of negative reaction, which I don't know if that would have been the case 5, 6, 7 years ago. I think it gets treated a little differently by fans around the league.
My Twitter today was people get shouted down by the majority.
Yeah,
the minority is going to be like really anxiety, like injured list. But now, like the vast majority are shouting down and being like, "Fuck you!" Actually, shut the fuck up. And so those people will get less and less. What were you saying, Tyler?
No, I know. Like my tweet, I've had it up here. It's just getting quote tweeted to death. Like, this is why men feel the way they do. They feel like they can't open up and all these things. So I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot more of the bad side, unfortunately, on social media today. But I think you look at some other guys. Someone Red Sox fans all know, Daniel Bard, right? 2023 WBC, went through that whole situation, broke Altuve's thumb, right? Had to go on the IL to start the season with anxiety. And he kind of talked about his battle and how making it public helped him because he felt like he wasn't trying to cover something up or hide something. It was an acknowledgement of what was going on. That's one end. And, he talked about his journey and how it, all worked out and he was able to get back on the mound and do his thing. And obviously he had that whole battle with the yips beforehand. So tough history there. But then you have someone like Austin Meadows, right? Who his entire career has been derailed by anxiety, unfortunately, to the point where he hasn't appeared in a game last year or this year. He played 6 last year. So I think anyone who wants to make this into something too small or whatever it may be, you don't know the severity or how much this can impact someone. So just give him that time. Let him handle what he needs to handle in his life because this is way bigger than baseball. So yeah, I'm happy he has the support. And man, credit to Alex Cora for sharing that story that he did, because I thought that was arguably the most vulnerable moment I've ever seen him as Red Sox manager, where you're highlighting your first marriage and, or first relationship and your kid and how you kind of, in some ways, failed to live up to what you thought you had to do as a father because you were so deep in your own stuff in your career. That's some hard shit to admit. So credit to him for standing up and saying that because, that's a really tough thing to do in any market, but especially this one.
Yeah. Okay. Stop and Shop look ahead is brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now. Use the promo code section 10 to get 10 cents off each tangerine when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines. Only at Stop and Shop using the promo code section 10. It's the Chicago White Sox. This team sucks. It's a 4-game series that begins on Thursday, goes through Sunday. Tanner Houck versus Jake Woodford. Cooper Criswell versus Garrett Crochet. Brian Bayo versus Nick Nastrini. And Kutter Crawford versus Chris Flexen. Because it's a 4-game series and we've already gone 3 hours, I'm just going to go through the White Sox guys. Jake Woodford, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and a loss. Spent parts of 4 seasons with the Cardinals where he never pitched more than 27 games or 67 innings in a season. His career line is 4.33 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, and a 5.9 strikeouts per 9. Sweeper, sinker, cutter guy. His sinker got fucking rocked last year. 50% usage, 299 batting average, 536 slug. The White Sox are mandated to have someone start every game on the mound, which is why he's there. You need to have a starting pitcher, and he was chosen. So that's why
it's a requirement.
Jake Woodford, you have to have a starting pitcher. Garrett Crochet, 5-5, a 3.49 ERA, a 93 WHIP, and a 12 strikeouts per nine. He's the literal lone bright spot for an otherwise dismal team. He's got a 287 FIP, leads MLB with a 12 strikeouts per nine. He's also at 69 and 2/3 innings pitched this year, nearly half of his 142 and 2/3 career innings pitched, and already more than he has thrown in any season before in his career. He has 8+ strikeouts in 6 of his 13 starts and double digits 3 times. He has 15+ whiffs in a game 5 times and topped out at 21. He's pitched into the 5th inning in all but 1 start, but has only pitched into the 7th once. Fastball's gross, cutter's gross, sliders meh, changeup is gross. 5 of his 8 home runs allowed have been on the slider. Fastball averages 97. The White Sox are 5-8 when he pitches, which means he is responsible for 1/3 of their team's wins, and it's fucking June, which is very impressive for him. Nick Nastrini, 0-5 with a 9.74 ERA, a 2.07 WHIP, and a 6.2 strikeouts per nine. Again, just a reminder, the White Sox are obligated to start someone on the mound, so this person is here. He's a rookie, made all 5 starts of his career this season, 20 1/3 innings pitched, 22 hits, 22 earned runs, 5 bombs, 20 walks to 14 strikeouts. Jesus Christ. He throws 94, fastball 50% of the time. It's his best pitch. The White Sox are 0-5 when he starts. No way. Wow. Due to the 10 ERA, they're 0-5 when he pitches. Then we got Chris Flexen here. He's 2-5 with a 5.19 ERA, a 1.34 WHIP, and a 7 strikeouts per nine. After looking at their list of starters, I'm shocked that Rich Hill, Zach Greinke, and Jamie Moy are on this team. Flexen is a journeyman with stints in Queens, Seattle, and Colorado. He has not been good literally anywhere. He has a career ERA of 4.97 and a FIP of 4.91. He somehow has 7 appearances, 5 starts of 2 earned runs or less, and the White Sox have only managed to win 2 of those. He has 4 games of 4+ earned runs. The White Sox are 2-11 when he pitches because he's not good and their offense is worse. So again, that is Tanner Houck versus Jake Woodford. That is Cooper Criswell versus Garrett Crochet. That is Brian Bayo versus Nick Nastrini. And that is Kutter Crawford versus Chris Flexen. Prediction time. I'm going to start with Jake. Jake, what do you think about this series?
I'm going to need all 4. 4-game sweeps are kind of like my Super Bowl, and you only get a few chances a year, and especially against a team this bad. Give me all 4.
Okay. Jake going with the 4-game sweep here in the south side of Chicago. Did the White Sox win tonight? Nope. They've lost 13 straight coming into this series. I don't know if I like that.
I hate that.
They're playing their worst baseball. Like they're not. Are they going to lose 17 straight? They could. They are that bad. This is not a fluky 13-game losing streak. They are this bad. They are this bad. Coley?
Yeah, I mean, I think what would save us, I know the Padres have been sniffing around on Crochet. That would be big. That'd be big if they just traded for him Friday. So he couldn't even start Saturday. But it's a 4-game series. You got to go split here.
Wow. It's
disheartening, but
quick math.
3s all around.
Quick math here. You think they're going to get 13% of their entire season's worth of wins in this series?
Sure.
Wow. Steve, the banana.
Yes. Now, I was going to mention the 13 straight losses. You got that one. They've lost 17 of 18. The MLB record for consecutive single-season losses is 23, set by the Phillies in 1961. The White Sox are last in the majors in homers, RBI, runs, and OPS, second to last in team ERA. They suck. I don't know if I've basically ever done this. I'm picking a sweep in a 4-gamer. I never pick sweeps in a 4-gamer. I want to see that losing streak continue. If it gets to 17, they're only 7 away from the worst losing streak in the history of Major League Baseball, and I love rooting for history. Sox sweep. I'm joining Jake.
T-Dog?
Considering Pedro Grifol might be out of a job during the series if things go really bad. I know Ken Rosenthal dropped that piece today saying he's basically fired. Like they're just waiting until they, announce it at this point, or they get to the point where they feel like they just got to get him out of there. When you are the worst team in terms of OPS, I think the second worst in terms of ERA, there's no reason the Red Sox shouldn't clean up here. And I think they're going to come into this series and realize how important it is for them to show up, because the next 2 series are going to be hell for them. If they can't take care of games here, real slippery slope for you. And, you could go through the next 2 series and, be easily under 500 and going in the wrong direction. I'll take 3 out of 4 here. The bullpen game on the last day scares me a little bit. And in typical Red Sox fashion, especially this year, can't get too far away from 500. Got to be somewhere near it. So give me 3 out of 4.
You know what, T-Dog? I think I'm going to join you.
Ride with me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join you with 3 out of 4. Logic would tell you that they should sweep the series. Garrett Crochet is a very good pitcher, strikes out a lot of batters. I mean, we didn't even mention Max Fried. Max Fried shoved it up the Red Sox ass, punched out 13. So we know what strikeout happy lefties. Chris Sale, his first 10 strikeout start was against the Red Sox. Like, Garrett Crochet is coming for that ass, and he's going to take it. He's going to take the ass. I got Garrett Crochet punching out 15. But do they still win is the question. Like, do the White Sox score the runs? I don't know. Like, they were just in Chicago. They were at Wrigley, and they had a 5-0 lead in the 4th inning and still lost that game.
Rain delay.
But they came out firing, and that was off of Imanaga. 5 runs against Shota Imanaga-san. And they still lost that game. So
it's
kind of like
they're below 500 in games they lead after the 6th. The Chicago White Sox.
That's crazy. Yes, Tyler?
You're the president of the Tommy Pham fan club, and he's on the IL. That has to have major implications in this series. If Tommy Pham was over there, I might be going closer to where Coley's at, where like, dude, Tommy Pham, who knows, revenge game, pulling shit out of his ass. I don't trust anything around Tommy Pham.
You are close to her. You picked them to win one more.
I'd be closer. I'd be standing next to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if Tommy Pham were healthy and this series was at Fenway, I'd be at Fenway. I would go to talk to Tommy Pham, my guy.
Real tough guy.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Garrett Crochet start seems like that. I mean, how many times has a pitcher taken a no-hitter into the 7th inning against the Red Sox in the last 2 weeks? Like, Crochet might do it. He might. It's like, all right, fine. Like, the offense sucks, but if the White Sox score 1 run and Garrett Crochet throws a no-hitter with 17 strikeouts, I'm not taking that off the table. And that's what it's going to take for the White Sox to win a game.
Don't get fooled by that 3.49 ERA, 2.87 FIP.
Yeah, like, Crochet's coming for that ass, and we've seen ace lefties dildo the Red Sox this year. Strikeouts, pitch efficiency, going deep into starts. I might even amend my prediction. I'm sticking with 3 out of 4, but I got Garrett Crochet throwing a no-hitter against the Red Sox.
Come on. First predicted no-hitter.
What are we doing?
I mean, you guys are going to look stupid when he does it.
They've been flirting with it.
I don't even think you're crazy.
They've been flirting with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like guys have taken no-hitters pretty deep into games against the Red Sox recently.
What, the 6th, the 7th, whatever.
How many fucking innings are left after the 7th?
Rob Schneider saved us.
Has anyone gone through 7? I don't think anyone's gone through 7, right? With a no this season?
Into the 7th. Into the 7th is close enough to where people are like mentioning it as like MLB Network.
Yeah.
Like, you would get a no-hitter alert if a guy is pitching in the 7th inning and he's got a no-hitter still.
No,
last time through the order.
This guy's not throwing a no-hitter is what I'm saying. But yeah. All right.
You know what, Steve? You're going to be wrong.
Okay.
You're going to be wrong.
Perfect game. Here we go.
Guarantees a no-hitter. Okay.
Yep. I'm throwing the Stevie P guarantee.
No, you can't use my guarantee.
Yes, I am.
You can do your own Jerry C guarantee. You can do your own.
The Stevie P guarantee, no hitter, Garrett Crochet against the Boston Red Sox. 17 strikeouts.
What inning do you get nervous, Steve?
The 8th.
Okay.
The 8th. That's
I'd be sweating by the
rarely
third.
happens with the Sox. I saw one with Arrieta, I think 8-9 years ago, where he had one out in the 8th at Fenway, and everyone's like, should we root for this? Because like we've never seen a no-hitter, but it's against us. So
sure, but
that's
Jared
as close as I
didn't-
think I've ever seen anyone get.
Jared didn't give a Stevie P guarantee that Arrieta would do that. He just gave a Stevie P guarantee that Crochet would do it. So
I don't like that my guarantees are being used.
The Stevie P
I don't like
guarantee, no hitter, Garrett Crochet, 17 strikeouts.
The more we talk, it's going to be like 24 strikeouts by the time we're done with this episode.
I'm telling you,
27 Ks. He walks one guy.
I mean,
no hitter.
If it's gonna go nuts on Twitter if he's got a no hitter through like 3. Like once he gets
the fact you're making this much out of it, if it gets to the 4th with a no, people will be talking about it.
If he goes 1, 2, 3
if
in
he
the
makes
first,
it through the lineup one time.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3 in the
Yeah.
first, people are gonna be like, you nervous?
Mhm. I mean, Rob Refsnyder is going to be the one to break it up too. Like he's
top 4.
He's going to ruin. Yeah, like he might go 8 2/3, and Rob Refsnyder just fucking hammers one into the 9th row, and it's like, oh, cool, dude.
Who did that? Musino?
Shannon Stewart and
Carl
Kurt Schilling,
Everett.
Yeah,
right?
Carl Everett.
Yeah, I was at that game. Yeah, he was pumped. That was we talk about this all the time. That was like 2 days before 9/11. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was early September.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like flick his helmet towards the day? He's like, I did my job. Everybody else sucked. September 2nd, 2001.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy.
What, Coley?
I was in
What is
7th
what is that?
grade. What?
They may have watched that game. They
It's
were
like-
in Boston, you know?
Like that's true. They could have been at the game.
That's possible.
Very possible.
Want some weather?
Yeah, let's talk about the weather, dude.
Weather look ahead. Brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
Chew them with your mouth.
Chew them with your mouth. 4-game series at Guaranteed Rate Field, which, fun fact, is one of the most boring ballparks in all of baseball with basically no cool features. Shout out to Brooksgate, one of my favorite Twitter accounts, that pointed out today, if you're listening to this, I guess yesterday, the Red Sox are 9-0 this year when the average wind speeds are above 10 miles an hour. The Wind Sox cannot be stopped. That's an important fact as we look forward towards this weather look ahead. Thursday, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 69 degrees. Nice, partly cloudy, 0% chance of rain, 13 mile per hour winds from the west. And those are going to stay double digits. So the average wind temp will be in double digits. Red Sox definitely winning that first one to go to 10-0 in those wind conditions. Friday, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, once again, 70 degrees, mostly sunny. 0% chance of rain, unfortunately. And Tyler and Jared, you guys took 3 out of 4. 8 mile an hour winds on Friday. So maybe that is the game they lose in this series. Saturday, 4:10 p.m. first pitch, 67 degrees, mostly cloudy, 23% chance of rain. Looks like there's going to be some rain before the game starts. 11 mile an hour winds when the game starts, down to 9 miles an hour, potentially by the end of the game. I say that to say, if it maintains that speed, that's 10 miles an hour as the average wind. That would mean a win on Saturday. So you can be a little confusing. Wind and win are very close to each other in terms of words. Sunday, 2:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch for the finale. 71 degrees, partly cloudy, 2% chance of rain. Going to be a nice day at the ball yard. 10 mile an hour winds that should stay at 10 mile an hour winds throughout. So naturally, if you're going to go off of the winds, the Red Sox would be favored to win 3 of 4 of these games. And that will do it for your weather look ahead, which is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Gotta chew them. All right. Any final thoughts for you, Tyler?
I actually do have some final thoughts. So Baseball America updated their top 100 today. We got the June rankings, and it was a pretty big day in Red Sox land. I'll be honest with you.
Why?
For all these people that have been saying, oh, we need a pitching prospect. I'm sick of seeing these top 100 lists, and it's only position players. Please get us some pitching. We had a major jump with Luis Perales moving up to 57 on this list. A guy who was not in the top 100 beforehand, obviously recently got promoted to Double-A, but he is the highest ranked pitching prospect in the system. To be a top 60 guy, he's the highest ranked since Brian Bayo, who I believe topped out at 21. So that's the kind of excitement we got going. Kyle Teal also jumped up almost 20 spots to 46. Roman Anthony remained roughly in the same spot. And Marcelo Meyer back into the top 10. So a pretty good day for the Red Sox farm system to be there. Keith Law's rankings came out too. He was very high on Meyer, Anthony, and Teal. Had Meyer at 4, I believe. But for those who want to see pitching come through the Red Sox system, Luis Perales is a name to follow. Shout out Craig Breslow's infrastructure because he is taking that leap that we kept talking about for so long. Get hyped.
Steve, any final thoughts for you today?
Yeah, I just had a little more on Casas, and I genuinely think he cares a lot about getting back by July 1st because he played his high school ball 40 minutes away from the Marlins Park and would probably have a lot of family and friends at that game for the July 2nd to 4th series in Miami. So hopefully he is back. And just hat tip to him. We talk about that he's a unique creature. He's his own person. I always love when they interview him because you can tell that he digs deep in his brain to give the most accurate description of what he's thinking at the current moment. And there's not a lot of players that do that. So I would say definitely enjoy that versus some of the other interviews that you get. And go C's, dude. Go C's. I got no feel for the series at all. I'm sure Coley's got a lot of thoughts, but yeah, I keep trying to picture like what game it's going to be that either team wins. Obviously, you want the Celtics to win. Could they win in 5? And probably not 6. And that'd be in Dallas. 7? Are they going to win a home game 7? So I got no feel for this at all. So not really making a prediction. I'm just saying Celtics win the championship. Coley?
Yeah, I mean, the most calming thing for me in this 3 months off we've had since the Eastern Conference Finals ended was David Ortiz and Tom Brady have won, 10 combined championships between the two, which is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are like, this is what a championship team looks like. I believe Ortiz more than Brady. I don't think Brady knows any of these people. He does, or Ortiz, is always at the games. He loves the fucking Celtics. He loves Al Horford. So him being like, yeah, that they have that feeling was very calming to me. I think the Celtics drop game 1. I think they win game 2. I think they win game 3. I think they win game 4. They lose game 5 and they win game 6 because there have only been 2 teams, unless I'm forgetting one, in this 24-year stretch that have actually won in Boston. It typically happens on the road.
Celtics losing game 1 would be very Celtics, by the way.
Yeah, I it's just the time off with bringing Kristaps back feels like a game they're going to lose. And then the game 2 being fucking Sunday is going to be a lot of bad takes. And this team responds, and they usually respond pretty loudly coming off of losses, not even just in the playoffs, all season long. So yeah, I think they win those next 3. They've yet to lose on the road these playoffs. I think they take all 3 games in Dallas.
Wow. Jake's takes?
If you haven't checked out the Blaze Jordan interview, we dropped that last night. It's on YouTube and on the podcast feed. We'll be dropping Marcelo Meyer this weekend, and then next week, I think the vlog's coming out. So bonus content coming.
Hell yeah. And then we'll be shooting another vlog with the Savannah Bananas. And the thing that we keep bleeping out, we need to fucking schedule that. We need to do that thing that we keep bleeping out very soon.
Also, a Cape League team that reached out that wants us all to throw a first pitch there as well.
Yeah. So we got shit to do. We got places to be. We got shit to do. And we got Coley's having fucking babies. Like we need to throw these goddamn first pitches so we can raise this baby.
We got New Hampshire too.
Yeah.
The fuck's in New Hampshire? Oh yeah, the NASCAR thing. Yeah, build submarines. Yeah,
we got places to be and submarines to build.
Build submarines. We got to throw first pitches. We got to fucking bananas.
Win a championship.
We got a lot of shit to do. We got to win an NBA title.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff to do. Damn it.
Shout out NBA champion Kenley Jansen.
And David Ortiz.
Well, yeah. Goes without saying.
Obviously, well, that was known. Yeah.
All right. Section10merch.com. Go get your Section 10 merch. It's available now. New sizes, restocks, extra smalls are in. 2X, 3X are all in. Restocks of the large and XLs that were all sold out within 28 minutes of the merch launch. And if you've already made a purchase, thank you. We appreciate the support. And we will be having new designs added to the store. And we'll obviously keep you posted on the podcast when any new merch is added to the store. We'll be tweeting it out on socials. And if you are also a Baseball is Dead listener and you're waiting for that, that is also on the way. So thank you all for your support. We very much appreciate it. And we will see you Sunday night for us, Monday morning for you after the White Sox series, in which Garrett Crochet no hits the Boston Red Sox, 17 strikeouts. The losing streak's over. Southside, stand up. All right, bye.
Buenas noches, amigos.